Welcome back. Week Lucky 13 on NFHell. I'm your host, Midwest Jet, the show where we talk about the NFL and how much our teams are burning in the fires of the depths of hell. I'm a Jets fan, Seahawks fan, James Marvs.
Uh,
Welcome back. G-Man Jazz coming in from Iowa.
the hell is real because now winning is losing. So bye bye good draft picks.
I think you still have like the fifth pick, dude. I think you still have the pick.
That jump, yeah. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is not there at five jails. That's the point.
The Bears. And last but not least, the guy with the team that's not, I don't know if he's in hell right now. Gobo.
I'm in a playoff spot. He's not. Don't fuck with me right now.
I don't. I mean, I think the Seahawks and the Packers are pretty close. I mean, I feel like we did this dance last year. Also, that Bears City Connect hat. I mean, like, I didn't think you were really a pastels type of guy.
Oh, see what happens when he tries to
Karma.
Did
suck it. Good
did
one.
I freeze when I was saying that? Because I
You
think.
did. You literally froze. We heard nothing. Oh,
Okay,
my.
anyways,
You
I was
yeah.
gonna say, yeah, the pastels, Dames. I don't know if that's your vibe, man. But yeah, that fucking Bears City Connect hat is it's just horrible.
The Bears.
How'd you like it?
Not Bears.
The Bears.
Bears.
Anyway, we're going to get started with this week's show. We got some truth to tell. We got Ricky's picks to hear at the end. But first, we'd like to start with the news. And if you join us weekly, you know what the first person we talk about every week is. And we don't know if we're going to keep doing this next year, but it's kind of fun because we like saying, "Prime time. Dion."
Guys, what once was the biggest story in sports
Yep.
is but a whimper. Jas was telling us earlier that there's decommits coming in all over the place.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean,
Like
we'll
five
see.
I
star.
get it. I get it.
Yeah. It's
I
also
mean,
going to make the news. It's because it's Dion. So they're going to, I'm sure people decommit, not all the time, all schools. But since it's Dion, like, oh, well, this quarterback, 4-star recruit, decommitting.
well, I
Because
think that like I think that like yeah, these young men. I mean, you have to kind of realize too. It's like yeah, Boulder's an amazing place. Dion's an iconic NFL player. It's like, do you really want the experience or do you want to go to the NFL? Because if you want to go to the NFL, you probably want to go to like Georgia or fucking Bama or Ohio State or one of the competitive schools.
right.
Well,
Right.
and these guys probably also committed when right at the beginning of the season when the hype was real. They were 3-0
Right.
or whatever.
And then,
They're all
and then
committing. They're
yeah,
all
and then
committing.
Colorado beats TCU, and then all of a sudden they're like gonna go to the playoff, and like yeah, it's just yeah, the 3-8 was their final record. So
They
One
lost
and
the
eight in
last
conference,
six.
something like that. 1-6 in conference.
They lost the last
they
six.
lost they lost last 6 of 7. Remember they beat Arizona State.
They should probably not be in prime time viewing next year.
I know
Got
that I know that a lot of the games weren't televised down the pike. Like I don't think anybody watched the Washington State game.
which is also kind of crazy. Like, yeah, last year they win one game. There's this hype. They come out, and then literally it's already gone already. I mean, in a way, it's like they still are way better than they were. I mean,
You know
one
what? Oh, it didn't
three.
have to go that way. You could lose and still hold some kind of. It was the way they handled it, man. Was
Right.
Well, it was like, well, the issue was that Prime came in, and he took out everybody, like all of the starters from the team last year. There was like 2 or 3 of them left. Almost everybody else were transfers or other kids that he brought up through walk-ons, and just like literally it was a completely different team. And he said that at the opening press conference at spring training. He's like, the team that you saw last year is not going to be on the field. So it's like you expected a complete 180, and yeah, there was improvements, but like you still didn't compete in your division.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
my
see what
favorite
happens. I
thing.
mean,
My favorite thing that happened throughout the course of the season was like he'd randomly fire a coordinator in the middle of a half, and then they'd ask him about it in the press conference, and he'd just be like, not prepared to answer the question about it. I mean, those press conferences are all on YouTube. They're all worth watching, and it's hilarious.
Comment below. Tell us your thoughts.
He's got a great name. Prime time is prime viewing.
Yeah.
Always entertaining.
So speaking of firing, Dame's nice segue. We start off the news. Frank the Tank out in Carolina getting the axe. And then, I don't know if you guys heard this, the special teams coach is now the head coach. And the first thing he did is fired Josh McCown and Deuce Staley, the quarterback and running back coach.
Wow, fun.
And then the owner comes out and says, whoever comes in here, Bryce Young's our quarterback. I'm like, you literally gave up the farm because that coach told you give him whatever.
Right. Well, they took five picks and including their first rounder to the Bears for the fucking and they, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
I was going to ask. So these guys that you're talking about, they got fired because they didn't believe in Young, or do we don't know why, or is there a correlation to like their thoughts of him maybe, and they need to get them out of there because he said negative comments about how small he is.
I thought what Jails was saying is they got fired because they were so committed to Bryce Young being the savior of the team.
Well, see, and I don't know. I feel like I think it's just strange. Like the special teams coach is now the interim head coach.
And then firing people on top of it, though.
Yeah, and then they even asked him, he's like, the first thing I did as a head coach was to fire these two people. McCown was a huge Bryce Young guy because him and Frank Reich were the two like, oh, we're getting him in here. We're going to mold him into this.
Well, I mean, because the special teams coach is not going to be the Panthers head coach next year. And so, like, those guys are getting fired at the end of the season anyway. So it's because whoever they bring in is going to bring in their own people. They're not going to keep fucking Josh McCown around.
Or Deuce Staley.
Yeah, Deuce
Staley.
Deuce Staley.
It's like the organization.
Coach high school, use your name to make some money, but like, come on, man, like you're not a coach.
Yep. So I mean, one down. We'll see if any other dominoes start to fall on these teams that are not doing so hot. So they're in.
That's kind of cowardly by the organization to like. Why didn't they just fire all three right on the spot? Like, why they? Oh, we'll hire you, but you got to fire these two guys. Or like, I don't understand. Like, you're not just gonna like that discussion had to have been had before they fired him. And they're like, all right, you're the interim head coach. Who's like, I fired these two guys. I think he'd still have to get permission from the guys above him, right? Like, what the fuck?
It's a pretty strange occurrence. I'd love to hear
Panthers,
what actually happened.
It's just setting the Panthers back. Like, in my opinion, they're just going to be further back because now they're going to get another head coach. And then if he doesn't like Bryce Young, what are they going to? You're not even going to get anything after that kid.
I don't know. The right coach sometimes like can change an organization. Yeah, because I mean, if you look at Sean McVay in LA, like the Rams were 1-15, and then he took them over, and in 2 years they had won the Super Bowl. Sure. So it's like.
With like 10 free agent Hall of Famers to be.
Just brilliant.
Another awesome draft pick this year. And they're not going to hire a coach that doesn't want Bryce Young. They're not.
Right.
That's just not in the cards.
No, they spent too much on Bryce Young. He's got to be the guy for at least a couple of seasons.
All right. So anyway, keep watching the news on that. Comment below. Also, some player news. Jonathan Taylor, who's kind of been, in my opinion, on the rise, kind of getting back to the way he is. Broke his thumb and is having surgery. I don't know if it's right or it's left. Out 2 to 3 weeks. It's kind of a bummer.
Xbox.
Yeah, no, actually.
He was playing too much PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I mean,
Kyler Murray playing against each other.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it just sucks. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, because the Colts are playing pretty well.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because especially in that division, the Colts could squeak out a wild card, but I don't know. They're honestly like, do you feel like they're barely better when Taylor is healthy.
They're the same team, I think. Yeah, I feel like they're just in it.
Like,
They're
they
kind
don't
of in
seem
every
that much
game.
better when he's playing.
Yeah, they're kind of just in every game, and
Yeah, like they're
Well,
pretty
that-
good.
yeah.
They're pretty good one way or the other.
Well, I mean, and if you have, I'm looking forward to next year already for them too. It's like Richardson and him, if they're both healthy at the same time on the field, then what can that offense do? I mean, Minshew, give him credit. Names, he's good.
They got to keep DeForest Buckner on the defense.
Yeah, just keep DeForest.
That's a huge piece.
Buckner. We do want to bring up, we don't really like this guy, and I think we said this last year maybe because these women came out and were saying all this stuff. And I shouldn't say saying, allegedly he did a bunch of dumb shit. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, and the suit's getting reopened. Which I don't know what that means exactly.
Racism. This is more like the racism comments, I think, than
the underage little.
I mean,
I was like, there's so many reasons to dislike Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
I think James is right though. I think this is the racism thing.
Do you guys feel like he's been the same age your whole life?
Yes. He was 78 when I was.
I know
5.
it's like die already, dude. Seriously,
dude, billionaires, man. He's drinking the blood, bro.
They're
That
just
guy.
clones.
That guy. Anyway, so fuck you, Jerry. You know,
Jerry.
Cowboy fans, it's cool. Just fuck your owner, you know?
Cracker, I mean, the only reason you would even consider liking Jerry Jones if you were a Cowboys fan even would be just he likes to spend money on cool shit. I mean, I don't know. You still got to think he's a dumbass.
I mean, it's a very
Cracker, what do you think?
stadium, yeah.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, I would say, I don't speak for everyone, but most people who watch football hate Jerry Jones. Let's take a poll. Tell us down below. Do you hate Jerry Jones or do you like him? I guess maybe you'll get some votes in Texas. I don't know. Anyway. Moving on. Truth time.
nope.
No.
Got the bye week guy.
Oh, I thought we would do that before we go to the games for next week.
We always do it at the end of the news.
Okay.
This is week 13.
So go ahead. My bad.
Fucking Baltimore, fucking
Don't play.
Buffalo,
No
fucking
one cares.
Chicago,
The
Las
Bears.
Vegas, Minnesota,
Cares about the Raiders. The Vikings suck now.
the Giants.
And the Giants.
Thanks, bro.
That's
We
a
got a
lot
weekend.
of pies.
That is
We
a
got a
lot
weekend.
of-
I was gonna say this show's gonna be like 20 minutes.
Yep. So we'll see you guys having a good week.
Yeah, right.
Joining us.
Hey guys, get this. I'm in a 32-man fantasy league, and week 13 happens to be I'm playing the team to get the number one seed is between me and this guy, and I have like 8 Giants on a bye. All my defensive players, like in Kayvon's and O'Carroll have just been lighting it up, and McKinney, like it's ridiculous. So needless to say, I'm going to be the number 5 seed, but
You know what else I find ridiculous?
Fantasy
People
football.
would have like 8 Giants on their fantasy team.
I was gonna say
Defense are on the field, dude. They're
defense, bro.
But on defense,
Defense.
defense that makes sense.
and
I'm
then
just
Saquon Hyatt on the
Oh,
bench.
you know what? I'm an idiot. I totally have Saquon in one of my leagues.
Yeah, there's some fantasy
Guys,
value.
take
Like,
the
there's
dump the
reality
last
and fantasy, man. Reality and fantasy.
Both NFL for me right now because my NFL fantasy teams are also for. Anyway, we move on to the truth now. My bad, James. Get all those bye weeks out of the way. Flip a coin. Who starts first? The truth. Let's go with G-Man Jazz. The truth this week, brah.
Truth, guys, is I gotta have a positive one. We have a lot of young talent. Kayvon Thibodeau now has 10.5, 11 sacks. He's probably gonna get past Jason Pierre-Paul's 12.5 and be the most sacks since Strahan. So he's balling. Next, Sexy Dexy, he's balling. Andrew Thomas balling. Had his first 100-yard game. So, and DeVito, the hometown guy, I was talking off before the show with Dames, and he's a hometown guy. And the whole city is going to be behind him as he keeps winning. Our schedule is like winnable games. Besides Philly, there's 3 winnable games. And, Philly could be benching all their guys in the last one. So there could be 4 winnable games. He could take the city's heart, and they're gonna have to do something in the offseason, like bye-bye Daniel Jones. It could be that crazy media, and you know how that city gets. So I'm excited for DeVito, and I'm all the way in Iowa. I guarantee the buzz over there is crazy. This is our guy. He's from here. He's from Jersey, and you can't imagine like what they're thinking. And he's been awesome. He doesn't turn it over. He takes the sack, and it's not like we're scoring a lot of points because our defense is lighting it up. So don't turn it over. Give it to Saquon. Make a good throw here and there, and we win. So I like it. It's my positive truth.
James Marvs. Truth.
All right.
Truth is.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm gonna be like what I feel like you guys have been unwilling to do all year. All right, this is the truth, you guys. And I just realized this week. I love Pete Carroll. I've loved Pete Carroll since the moment he signed. I hated Pete Carroll before he was a Seahawks coach because, of course, USC, Washington, oil and water. So I hated Pete Carroll. I was like, why are we doing this? And then, he brought us to the promised land. But this is one unequivocal truth. Since Pete Carroll has been our coach, he has vastly been irresponsible with the quarterback position. And I know this is why it took me this long to realize this. He went to Tavares Jackson. Charlie Whitehurst was playing quarterback for us once. This is just a flat out refusal for him to do the right thing and get a quarterback for the franchise. Now, let us not forget Russell Wilson, right? That's what everybody's thinking. You dumbass, you had Russell Wilson. He was a third-round draft pick. They've never drafted a quarterback in the first round. We lucked into Russell Wilson. Like, they saw something, but they didn't know. They didn't know he was going to be what he was for 10 years. And here we are again, trading Russell Wilson and then using Geno Smith. Am I a defender of Geno Smith? I have to be. He's who we have, especially when the other choice is Drew Lock. But I'm looking at it now for the first time in my life since Pete Carroll has been our coach, and I can see this man depends on everybody else, and he's willing to just go for mediocrity at the quarterback position. He's never done anything to strengthen that position. And once I finally connected the dots, that he still didn't do that with Russell Wilson. He just got lucky. They got lucky by picking a number 75 on an undersized quarterback that had a good attitude. That's what they saw in him. And it's really frustrating, you guys. It's frustrating to know that we have this, this talented team of players, and I am not convinced that we're going to pick a quarterback with the first pick of the draft, the first pick of our draft next year. And you can't win without a quarterback. I mean, you can, but it's not very often. That's the truth.
I just want to say one thing, that when Russell Wilson was a rookie, the Seahawks had paid a bunch of money to former Packer Matt Flynn to be the starter in Seattle. And Russ beat him out in training camp for the starting job. So their QB they paid got beat out by a rookie.
He's another stopgap guy. He had one good game of 6 touchdowns.
One good game.
And then we signed. That's not a guarantee of anything. They're like,
hey,
have to do something.
Let's say the other way, though. Say you're the Jets and you invest in all these top draft picks and they all suck. Like, maybe it is better to just grab them in the third here and there and, buy a mediocre middle guy, and then he pulls off and wins the Super Bowl like Trent Dilfer or something, Flacco. So maybe that's Pete's thinking. I'm just going to always have a strong team, and one of these quarterbacks will hit gold once in a while.
It happened. But
it did happen.
Trying to rely on that time after time after time.
Is it a power struggle?
Have done it a second time.
Yeah.
And here's my point to you saying like the Zach Wilson. We could have had Andrew Luck. If we had Andrew Luck, maybe he's still playing today. Maybe he doesn't get ruined by a franchise. Like he's just shown a
Parallel
complete
universe.
unwillingness to deal with the quarterback position responsibly. And I have to admit that. That's a truth, dude. Like, I've not seen it.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to get behind the mind of Pete Carroll and wonder why he does that. Jay, like you're saying, is it a power struggle or is it just a philosophy where I'm always going to have stud team and I just need someone to not turn it over and we'll win games? I don't know. Game managers.
Right. The world will never know. Gobo, truth for you.
Oh my god, this one's hard because I had a ball this week, guys. Oh my god, I hate the Lions. They're a way better team. We went on national television and just kicked the shit out of them, and that felt amazing. So, it's hard not to be romantic about football because even in a struggling year, you can really get one of those amplifying wins. My truth is, my truth isn't even really Packers related this week. It's that I don't really understand what the hell is going on in the league this year. Aside from like Philadelphia and to a lesser extent San Francisco, these teams are completely unfucking predictable. Like every single week something crazy happens, some huge upset. Some team just goes out and lays an egg. Dallas gets blown out by Arizona, shit like that. And it's like, I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see what the playoff landscape looks like this year. I still think the Eagles are the best team, but at this point, the Packers could make the playoffs. The Broncos could make the playoffs. The Jaguars were for a few minutes on Sunday the number 1 seed. So we're talking about the Browns and fucking Lions could play in the Super Bowl this year. It's possible. So
right. When's the last time we could say that?
Neither of those teams has ever been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
Bizarro world.
So cool. That's my truth is I don't know what the hell is going on, but I kind of love it. So go NFL.
NFL. I'm going to segue into my truth. It's basically 3 letters. OTJ. If you watch Monday Night Football, the Jets are basically the laughingstock of the league. And I feel like it's just taken me a while to realize it. Every national televised game, I swear something crazy happens and it gets me to be like, why do I even watch this team? OTJ is only the Jets. A Hail Mary gets returned for a touchdown.
Not the most common thing.
I've never seen that in my entire life. I swear to God, I've watched like a billion football games and I've never seen a Hail Mary picked off and taken to the house. I swear to God, maybe I have, and it's just
Primetime might have done it once.
Oh, I've seen it one time in college, LSU, Kentucky.
Okay, all right, okay, that's good. But it's just like my truth is just like I'm just gonna watch the games until we're good. My NFL is I'm just gonna be silent about my team. So I'm tired of talking shit. Even thinking losing all hope is freedom. What's that from? Fight Club? Yeah.
Fight Club.
Use that little Brad Pitt. Losing all hope I got no hope for this team. I don't give a shit. NFL. I'm down here. I don't give a shit. They're just burning around me. Every once in a while, they'll shoot up the thing. Woo. Shit.
Don't forget about Edward Norton.
Yeah. So, my truth. OTJ. Only the Jets. Only the Jets. Butt fumble. Only the Jets.
That was an iconic moment of football ineptitude.
And you do have the guarantee, only the Jets, the one only the Jets that you can really brag about.
Right.
You weren't even born when it happened.
No one hardly alive on the planet right now was alive when the Jets. I mean, that's how bad it is, guys. NFL. If I get to the point on the planet where I'm like one of the last 5 people alive, wait, that won't even happen because the Jets won't win it. Anyway, we are done with the truths. Let us know your truths down below. We know some of you are out there. Listen away, Cracker. Come on. We want to hear that. Justin, he's also a Seahawk fan tuning in. We want to hear his thoughts.
Justin,
Next,
you know what you think about what I said.
Ernie.
think about what he said. Don't forget, after this, stick around. Ricky's picks coming up every week. Gamble responsibly, please. Don't lose your house or something because like Gobo said, this would be the worst year to be like actually maybe it's the best. It'd be a horrible year. I think you'd be like, what's going on? Unless you listen.
We got a gambling story. I went to the casino to watch the Giants game this weekend with a buddy, and ran into this guy sitting next to me, old chiropractor, and he's sitting there talking about like chiropractor and the body, human body, and all this stuff the whole game. And then after the games or whatever, watching them, and he pulls these tickets out of his pocket and hands them to me. And he's like, "Did I win?" And I'm just like, "Bet $1,000 on like Pittsburgh or something, $1,000 on the Giants, and $1,000 on whatever." He bet $1,000 on three different teams and won like $1,700. I'm just like, what is? And he's just sitting there waiting until the game's over before he even checks.
I mean, it would be nice to have that kind of disposable income.
I know. I was like, "You just handed me two of these. Should I just like get up and leave?" "Oh, thanks, bud." Give him a hug and act like he gave them to me.
I think my wife would like ninja kick me through a fucking window if I put $1,000 on a football game right now.
On any game, no shit. I guarantee this one. No, there's no guarantees unless you're Joe Namath. All right,
There's no
Week
Hey.
12 scores recap. This week, we all had a really good week. After our week where we weren't here and everybody thought maybe we were cheating, they're at home, they're just saying they're doing. We were here on camera, guys, and Gobo lit it up this week, going 13-3. James would have went probably undefeated or like only had one loss if he wouldn't have flipped two of his flips. Oh, and here's what I would say, James. You went 12-4. Other weeks would maybe you would have went like 8-8. You go 10 because you flipped the correct way. So I think it works in your favor more times than not. Plus you're 12-4. G-Man Jazz, myself, 11-5. Respectable.
Well, Gobo could have went 14-2 picking his own team. So
I would have just picked the Packers. Yeah.
It's a lesson learned.
Oh, I mean, I didn't pick the Jets and Miami won.
That's true. I'm beating you guys, and I always pick the Giants, who are 4-8. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
It's early yet.
I'm talking shit this year, man. We're not even.
I made up a game on you this week.
Actually, how far ahead am I?
We tell that after.
Yeah.
We do that after. Come on.
Tell me twice.
No, we can't. All right, we started off. Gobo. We'll let you.
Just because you want to hear it? No.
Yeah.
That could-
Thanksgiving.
We
Packers.
get to talk about this game. I love it. Oh my god. So it's amazing when you go into something with zero expectations, and then it's just like it's like a miracle, like I thought the Packers had zero chance of winning this game. It's like, yeah, we played a very mediocre game against the struggling Chargers team, found a way to win. That's great. Whatever. Little victories. We were talking jokes about it. The Lions are stout on both sides of the ball. They got a great offensive line. They have a good quarterback. They have a good receiving core. They have a great fucking secondary. They're I don't think they're very well coached, but it hasn't seemed to really matter this year. And we went in there and made them look foolish in front of a international audience. So, I mean, we were in Stafford's face all day long, or not Stafford, Goff. We were in Jared Goff's face. I know. I was like, I flashed back to 2016 for a second.
Orlovsky,
Warren Moon. Yeah, like we were in Jared Goff's face all day. Amon-Ra got like 2 catches. We had a fucking Simone Biles' husband got a fumble return touchdown. Like, the Packers were just having a day, man. We went out there, we had some fun. We won the ball game. Jordan Love looked good. The offensive line was keeping him off. We didn't matter that we didn't have Aaron Jones. Romeo Doubs made some great catches. Christian Watson made a couple of good catches. Like, we looked like a complete team. And so I I feel great. I feel great this week watching that game. I mean, that was a very solid win.
James, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I just want to say Jordan Love looked like Brett fucking Favre. That's who he looked like.
Great. He looked fucking great on Thursday.
Dude, the window that he put that first touchdown pass into, that was unbelievable. And I saw the sidearm angle. I saw.
Yeah, he was doing Patrick Mahomes shit out there. I'm like, oh,
I can't wrap my head around the kid because one day he's the worst in the league. It passes over 10 yards down the field, and then he's doing shit.
Zach Wilson.
I mean, that first touchdown is heroic. I mean, it was insane, dude. Yeah, that was one of the funnest Packers games I've ever watched. My dad loved it.
Also, what about Detroit, though? Let's talk about them for a sec because they were supposed to be on a roll. They're going to win the division. They're stomping by everybody. Oh, my God, Detroit. But then, so are the Packers going like this, or are the Lions also coming down? Kind of something I would think about. Jamin, you got any thoughts on this game?
I mean, that's a division game on Thanksgiving. I wouldn't worry about up or down. Detroit's in control of a playoff spot easily, and Green Bay is working to get one. But James, you literally said exactly what I was going to say. That first touchdown, I was just like, what the the needle was literal threading of the needle, and he was on fire most of the day. And yeah, I underestimated Green Bay. I didn't think he had that in him. So be interesting to see. Yeah, you should be excited. Interesting to see how you guys are going to do here going forward. But it's crazy. Good win.
This week will be a big, big test.
Yep, and we'll talk about that here shortly. Second game on Thanksgiving. Washington at Dallas. Us three all took Dallas. Dames Mars, we talked him into it. I think he was in the Thanksgiving Day mood or pre-Thanksgiving Day mood. Gave us a game. He took the dumbest name in sports. I don't know why you would take them.
Well, I did that because the three of you, I couldn't let all four of us sit on Dallas. Plus, I really wanted Dallas to lose. So if they would have, it would have been like
right.
Extra gravy on your mashed potatoes, So unfortunately, it doesn't always work out. So fuck you guys.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. The game it was pretty boring to me because we all knew Dallas was going to win route, and they did. It was close for a little bit, but then I remember it was 20-10, and then I looked back and it was 45-10 or whatever the hell the final was. So,
we should mention that there is clearly a defensive player of the year. I mean, what's he got?
Micah?
5? No, this dude got 5 pick sixes this year, dude.
That's 6, I think. Bland?
Bland. It's an NFL record.
Yeah, didn't he he did a flip on one of them too? Yeah, he did a somersault with the ball.
Did he
dude?
I think he flew 20 yards one time. He flew or something. It was insane.
He's scoring more than any Seahawks player.
Yeah, he has more touchdowns than a few quarterbacks in probably Zach Wilson. Wouldn't doubt it.
But receivers for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has more than all of my receivers. Are you kidding me? No receiver on my team has 5. Maybe Garrett will. Anyway, the point is, Dames, I think I'm with you because he still has a few more games to go, man. You never know.
I mean, Myles Garrett would be the other option right now.
Myles Garrett's having a killer season.
Yeah,
I guess he breaks the sack record.
I mean, I don't know Bland's overall coverage or if he's real risky and he's allowed 10 touchdowns. They don't talk about it, or is he also shut down? I don't know that, so I can't say for sure. But I know Myles Garrett's just a monster, so we'll see.
Dallas is a hard team to kind of gauge just because they have they don't have a very good cohesive team scheme, and they have a lot of liabilities in different positions, but they have some really, really talented dudes. That CeeDee Lamb is fucking all-star.
Yeah, Parsons, obviously.
Obviously.
Dak's playing at an MVP level almost. It's ridiculous.
Dude, and I'm telling you, it all stemmed from when they moved CeeDee Lamb into the number 1 role.
What?
Yeah. Hey, at least they figured it out in time to.
Yeah, and I tell my buddy to pick up Ferguson in his fantasy team, and he has a touchdown a game ever since. I think. Good God. Anyway, James, we're gonna let you start this one. You actually picked San Fran in this game.
Fucking know what's
So
up.
go ahead. Seattle.
We lost 3 games to them last year. I don't know, dude. I didn't have a good feeling about this game, so it was kind of easy. It's never easy to pick against your own team, but I would have been irresponsible to think that at full tilt these teams are compatible. And what kind of makes me mad is what I used in my truth about the quarterback position is exactly what the fucking 49ers are doing right now, and it's working. So I don't know. I'm pissed at the whole situation. There was not really a single moment of enjoyment in this game. Stupid turnovers, stupid penalties. I mean, yeah, just stupid. Not even a fun game to watch at all. I watched every fucking play though, so there's that.
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, watching it, I was just like, yeah, San Francisco is one of those teams that they're gearing up for the playoffs and a Super Bowl push, where you're a team that's still kind of like, I don't know, like 1 week, your D looks so good. And then I don't know, I mean, obviously you're playing different calibers of offenses, but so anyway, we all took the Niners. Gobo, got anything to add to this one?
I mean, not really. I think it's nothing we haven't said before. I think that it's like San Francisco, when they're healthy, that is just there. It's a well-oiled machine. It's very hard to defend against. And like Dame says, yeah, if you make mistakes against an elite team like that, they're just gonna rock you. And that's what happened. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's kind of an easy one to call.
Yep, G-Man.
Nope. Got nothing.
All right.
I did like that we gave Brock Purdy his first pick six. That was nice. But again, just to knock that back down, your defense scored more than your fucking offense. So hard to be happy about a day like that.
Again, it's a beautiful segue into the Friday game, which was the first of all time. It kind of like the first Monday night game of all time. The Jets played the Browns and lost. And in this case, the Jets played the Dolphins and lost. I touched on it at the beginning of the show. Basically, only the Jets, Hail Mary. It's a 4-point game, or what was it, a 6 whatever point game going into half. All you have to do is just Hail Mary. Somebody either bat it down, fucking whatever. Who gives a shit? No, they intercept it, take it to the house, and it's 17-3 instead of, whatever. So only the Jets. The quarterback, I mean, hopefully everybody can see now, not that Zach Wilson's better, but he's a better option than O'Boyle. He can at least run out of the pocket, throw a deep ball. The line still sucks. Joe Douglas, GM, the line still sucks. So Jets aren't going to get any better until they fix the line. So Rodgers coming back or not coming back, the line doesn't get fixed, he's going to fucking hurt his other fucking knee. And somebody blew out their Achilles on the Jets-Giants field again this week. So now they're talking about getting rid of that turf. So it's another thing to add to the Jets-Giants $1.2 billion stadium.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, this is already the second turf they've had in this facility, and they bought the second one from the same manufacturer as the first one because it was a better version. I'm like, you should probably find someone else to do this if first.
Or ask around the league, like what other owners use.
Right.
Grass field. Goddamn grass field.
So anyway, we didn't do shit against the Dolphins. Their offense scored a bunch of points. The defense can't. I feel like the defense just can't keep doing it. It's like they're tired. I mean, they're running so many more plays than every other team every week, so it adds up. We'll see about this week, but James, anything to add to this shithole of a game?
No.
Gobo? I mean, I think it's really problematic. I don't think it's a mystery at all that the thing is that you got outplayed by the Dolphins, and your defense still played kind of good. Like the Dolphins' offense is not even what beat you, and so that's what I think that's like really problematic, and that it wasn't close. And I mean, like I said at the beginning of the season, I don't think Aaron Rodgers makes the team better. I think that, it's hard to say that now because Wilson's had such a terrible season, but like, I don't think he would have, like, in the win-loss column. I think maybe you'd be looking 1 or 2 games better at best. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
probably would beat the Raiders and the Patriots.
yeah, you'd have probably won those 2 games, but like you still are not gonna end up in a playoff spot. So it's unfortunate. It was a wasted talent, but yeah, it was one of those games. It was no fun to watch if you're not a Dolphins fan.
Right. So yeah, thanks a lot, Black Friday.
Well, and
What?
it's like they're also not just physically getting tired. It's every game going in and stop it, stop the offense pretty much 100% of the time because your offense isn't. So it's emotional, mental, and like, yeah, the weather's bad or you're dinged up or whatever, you're just going to be just that much more pissed off. And
And
your
after
offense, yeah, after the game, like, man,
asking you questions,
NFL, bro, they're in NFL.
Yeah.
Join us on the show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jacksonville goes to Houston, where 2 of us picked Houston, 2 of us picked Jacksonville. Dames, you took BDB or BDTL.
Yeah, I have some issues with this game. First of all, there's nothing I hate more than fans fucking complaining about the refs costing them the game. It's happened to everyone in this panel. Probably this year. It has. I know it happened to me. But when that's the case, I mean, you just got to know it's part of the game. And I'm tired of VT. Yes, I'm calling you out, bro. I'm tired of you on every fucking Twitter post whining about the officials. You're still the fucking Texans, okay? You still have a lot of work to go before you're anything to anyone. And so I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Did Jacksonville sneak away with the victory because of a bad call? Probably. Did Philadelphia sneak away with the victory because of a bad call? Probably. It's part of the fucking game, dude. And I don't know how to fix it. I do think refs should be fined for making mistakes. Or I mean, I like Frank Reich. When you suck that much at your job, how do you retain it? It's hard to I understand that this is not their professional, like what they do all the time. It's a part-time career, but this is like the biggest money-making entertainment sport in the world.
Maybe
So
the NFL
you got to get it right. You got to get it right. It grates on my wheels for the fucking fans to sit there and just complain about it because it's happened to everybody. And
Pay should just be in a performance scale pay. Like, all right, you're hitting 70% of the calls right, bro. That's not very good. So you're in the X amount to X amount, depending on your tenure as well. So
yeah, they're like, what's an acceptable? I'm like, what's acceptable is for the game to be what's talked about after the game, not the refs. If you're at all in question in that after the game, you did a poor job.
I think with the financial value of wins and losses in this league, if you can impact that and you're causing these huge multi-billion-dollar organizations to lose millions of dollars with your decisions, like, you got to get it right. Like, you have to find a way to get it right. And yeah, like I said, Dame said, like I said, we've all experienced it. I was personally victimized by Dame's team and the fucking replacement refs because that was the worst call in the history of professional sports.
See, then we have this because that's bullshit. That was a catch, bro.
That was not a fucking catch.
It
was offensive pass interference.
That was the
appropriate. For one, it was pass interference.
Which they never call ever.
Uh-huh.
If you want to
Take
call
control,
that,
host.
that's fine.
Take
But if
control,
you-
host.
I can't mute all. I can't mute
That's
all.
fine though. But here's the thing: if you don't make the call on the field for the pass interference, which I agree with you, you could have called it. They never do. But after that, everything that happened in the play was like they had to make the call right because that's not a reviewable thing.
Yeah, well, they
Pass
made it
interference is
wrong.
not reviewable.
Well, one of the refs made it right. One of the refs made the right call, and then the other one made the wrong call. And then, yeah, Pete Carroll went into the huddle and told them to change the call, and they did. Because they're fucking replacement refs and they don't know what to do.
They're like, yeah, we better just listen to this.
And they're like, yeah, this guy's yelling at us. Let's just get out of here.
What year was this?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So anyway, the Texans almost came back and won this game. It was a really good game. Stroud played pretty well again down the stretch. I think the ball might have been tipped and it got intercepted the last one. But anyway, Jacksonville back on it. Let's move on to New Orleans at Atlanta. I'm the only dumbass that took the Saints. Everybody else took Atlanta. I guess I'll go first.
I take the Saints because it tastes in hell.
I just thought that I just don't like Atlanta. I feel like I had this maybe last year with them, but for some reason I just don't think they're ever. I just don't like that team. I just don't. They have a few good players, but I just think they suck. So
Go watch Bijan, bro. Just go watch Bijan. You'll like
I know. Well, yeah, no, they finally get him the ball this week. So anyway, that's what I say. And famous Jameis. Did you guys see famous Jameis yelling at Derek Carr on the sideline?
I didn't know.
He was like, yeah. So if you Google it or look it up after watching our show, yeah, he's all like yelling at dude.
For real?
Yeah, but it's more like a height. It's not like a pissed one. He's like trying to like.
Oh yeah, well, Jameis Winston is a fucking character for sure.
Yeah,
he always has been. What did he get? Didn't he get suspended in college for like yelling "eat that pussy" or something in the middle of the cafeteria?
And he stole like a bunch of lobster or something to eat.
Yeah, like he's a goober for sure.
That sounds good though. Lobster.
Right. Anyway,
I know I'm like way too stoned. I fucking know my lobster.
like, what are we taught? We're crap.
Oh yeah, football.
Are we good?
Football. So anyway, the Saints Falcons. You guys all took the Falcons. G-Man, would Bijan is the reason you're taking that team against the Saints?
Well, against the Saints, I mean, lesser or average to lesser teams. I look at the home team, and then I look at who I like better. And then as the leader, I always probably going to lean towards the home team with playmakers, which one playmaker versus one playmaker. These teams don't have a lot of playmakers, like you said. So Atlanta at New Orleans, they're at home. That's why I picked them.
Games. Same.
I just felt a certain way about this game, and I picked it.
Sounds good. Sometimes that's all it is. Gobo, why did you take the Falcons?
Yeah, I mean, this one was kind of a toss-up. Both of these teams are not good. So, I mean, yeah, Bijan he's a stud. I think on a better team, he'd probably be looking at maybe rookie of the year. But yeah, I mean, home team bucket. That's right, Younghoe Koo. That's why I picked it because they got a kicker with more swag.
Well, if Stroud wasn't around, he might have a chance at rookie of the year.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Dude, that kicker though has a higher percentage now than Tucker because Tucker missed did he miss 2 this weekend or one?
I think so. I think it was 2.
Damn. So anyway, yeah. Also, Dicker the kicker. Look out for that guy. He's actually, I don't think he's missed in his career. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. We all took Pittsburgh. The Joe Burrow-less Bengals. I think they got an early touchdown. We're up 7-3, but then Pittsburgh pretty much just kind of handled it the rest of the game. We all picked them. I think we all were pretty much in agreement. It doesn't matter where this game's at. You don't have Burrow. Pittsburgh's defense is playing pretty well. Their offense is controlling the ball. It's their first, and their offense had how many yards for the first time in like 10 years? 400, I believe. So it's the first time they had 400 yards in like.
Or no, it was like 470 or something like that. 470 or 480.
Well, and then didn't also.
No, but it was over 400 is the mark. I thought
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was also going to say, didn't TJ break his brother's sack record in this game?
Oh, I don't know if he did or not. Any
I don't know
Steeler,
either.
any Steeler fans
How
out
I
there?
heard that is that like he like because his brother was like fourth of all time and he was fifth, and I think they switched.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's weird. That's cool.
I would have thought JJ had a lot more still.
Yeah, ditto. All right, let's move on. Tampa Bay, Indy. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the show. Jonathan Taylor. I had my man crush love on Tampa Bay yet going, and I picked them to pilot Baker, please. I think Baker's hurt now again. Indy is just one of those teams where I think they roll. Their offense is pretty good, and their defense is pretty good. It's just the kind of like, some of those one-score games they're not winning, or they're always seem like they're always in it or pretty close. James, your thoughts on this Colts game?
I mean, gosh, Tampa is an anomaly. Like everyone's like they've got this good defense, they've got this, that, but I don't see a lot when I look at that team. And it's led by Baker Mayfield. Enough said. This was an easy call for me. I think DeForest Buckner is better than any player on Tampa Bay.
Gobo.
I completely agree. I think that I was like I was like torn, and then when I factored into Forrest Buckner, I'm like, it's not even close. Like he's gonna cause so many problems for fucking Baker Mayfield, and then hey, Minshew magic, man, the mustache gets it done.
Yep. G-Man.
Guys, when I sit here and look at Bucks, and think about that whole quarterback situation, you can't tell me there isn't a younger quarterback that we don't know who he is, that has some form of higher potential than what we know we have with Baker Mayfield. Like Tommy DeVito comes out and wins 2 in a row. There's got to be other guys out there that could have a chance to just come and play right now. Because what do you got? What are you doing? What are you doing, Bucks?
Well, the thing is,
Mediocrity.
maybe they don't on their roster. Like, who else do they have?
Shit, their guy on the street, like, I'd probably give a whirl at this point.
I think they're contending for their division, though.
Well, that's
They
that's
are
not
like
saying
the thing
much.
is like Baker
That's-
might take him
That's
to the
true.
playoffs.
That's true. That's
I mean,
true.
who's ahead right
Being a
now?
little hard on him. Being a little hard on him.
Atlanta at 5-6.
Something like that, yeah. I
But
think
Atlanta's in first?
Tampa is like 6-5 and is like winning the division.
Saints might be like right around 500.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, maybe they're just beating each other up. One will squeak in and get blown out in the first round. Anyway, moving on.
But check the standings, guys.
Well, we can just always fall back
Oh.
to Tom Brady's
Yeah, but-
philosophy of mediocrity, which
Yeah.
was the case even when he was there. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, he's trying to be in the news still because he's not. G-Man Jess, you're up on this game because we're on you. James is the only New Englander. And I believe you either flipped a coin or you took.
Look at this: 5-6, 5-6, and 4-7. Falcons, Saints, Bucks. Yep, they're all the whole division's under 500. Holy shit! All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, Giants. What was it? 10-7.
10-7, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Pretty boring game. Defense. Mac Jones is absolutely pathetic, and their whole team's a fucking problem. They are not good. And we completely dominated them on defense, and we did enough not turning it over at all and scored, touchdown and a field goal. Hyatt had his first over 100-yard game. DeVito found him for like 3 20-plus yard catches, which is awesome. Give a little space for Saquon. And DeVito will just stand in there and take a sack, guys. Like, he'll get right back in there, try to make his progressions. He looks okay. So went from middle schooler to high schooler to shitty college to D1 to, undrafted. That's what he was. That's what he was. So it's right about where we thought he would be.
That's what upset me. Because I flipped the coin and I thought I had the Giants.
I thought you had the Giants in the coin flip.
I thought I
No,
did.
because the Patriots weren't home. You landed on the home team.
Yep.
Giants were at home.
Were they?
Yeah, it's a home
I
game
mean-
for the
Go
Giants.
look at the tape.
I was going to say, I want if only there was a way for us to check.
Done.
Our Wills would have to wake up.
Right. Well, and I would like to add to this game, the Patriots have won 2 games this year. One was against, the Jets. And as I watch this Giants-Patriots game, I'm just like, yeah, Mac Jones, how is he a quarterback? How is he a quarterback and no one says shit about him? Like, he literally would throw a 7-yard out as a floater. And then I'm not even joking. It was like,
Tell me you're going to compare him to Zach Wilson right now.
well, is anybody talking about Mac Jones being benched besides their coach?
I mean,
Like 4 or 5 times. Like, this guy is absolutely pathetic. You go watch that game, and I mean, you will be.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
like,
telling you, like,
That's such a good point because like everybody wants to bench Wilson. Nobody's talking about benching Mac Jones, and they are equally bad.
and the Patriots are horrible. Their defense sucks. Even like their whole team sucks.
No, it's Belichick, man. Nobody wants to fuck with him.
Yeah, right. And it's like, but that's the truth. Is like they're horrible. Mac Jones is horrible because then they put Zappy in, and then I was like, great. Now the Patriots are probably going to win this game because Zappy's in here. He actually can fucking throw a ball. Like, man. But anyway, yeah, the Giants opened up their playbook. In my opinion, they finally threw it deep to Hyatt. They've had him this whole time. I did also hear somebody in your organization, I don't know who, did say that next year Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback, which I love when they announced that in, November of the previous season.
Right.
Like, okay, so if DeVito just wins out right now, blah, 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 comes into camp and it's fucking a stud, Jones.
Well, I think that's like Jazz's greatest fear is that, like, yeah, if they just declare that Daniel Jones is the guy, then they're just going to completely close off every possibility in the draft.
no, yeah, no, they came out and also said, all possibility, blah, blah, blah. They are basically covering their pay. We paid this guy the contract. We're going to be with him right now. DeVito looks good, so they got to come out and say this now. And then, it's only going to be a retrace later, or fine, DeVito shits the bed here the last month, or what happens if Tyrod gets healthy? Are they bringing him back and playing him over DeVito? I would hope not. We know what he is. Why would you not just let DeVito keep playing if he's doing awesome? There's no reason to play Tyrod at that point. We know what he is too. There's no point.
When?
Seriously, why do you say anything?
What's that?
Why even comment on it?
Because I've already read about it.
No, not you. I'm talking about why say this is the. Like,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they say
Why
that?
would they
Why would the team say that?
I
Yeah.
know, like, you got to go give him a little.
Well, I think that a lot of it is impetus too. Like, it's like, oh, well, this is like we chose to give this guy a big contract. We knew he was going to be our guy. Like, I'm not going to change my mind just because we're having the worst season maybe in franchise history.
Oh, and the weird thing is, but then they'll say, oh, but yeah, every option is open as far as adding a quarterback to the team. So,
No,
it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit till the draft, or
I would feel very
week.
unfortunate for the Giants if Daniel Jones was still the starter next year. But you know what? Your defense looked good in this game, so I think there is something to be happy for if you're a Giants fan.
Right. Moving on, Carolina, Tennessee. G-Man took the L on this one, taking Frank Reich in his last game coached. With Bryce, the ball is too big young, dude. Why are you taking the Panthers in this, man?
Well, both these teams suck. Levis hasn't really done a whole lot. Carolina's, I thought, due for one since they had won one. I thought maybe they'd get 2 this year. In Tennessee was a good option. So both these teams are going nowhere, but Panthers are already, giving that pick to the Bears. So sad. Sad.
Does Tennessee fire their coach? Games, do you think?
not right now.
No, I mean at the end of the year, even.
It's possible.
They keep tumbling down. Anything to add to this game, Gobes?
Whether you're a weatherman, Damon, it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it certainly is possible. I mean, yeah, Tennessee's really got nothing going on. I think Levis he's really untested looking, but I mean that's just how bad the Panthers are. Like you watch them, they're out of sorts at like every single position. Nobody wants to be there. They're gonna lose every game for the rest of the season. And the Bears are gonna get the number one pick anyways.
Taking Caleb Williams and getting rid of Justin Fields.
Taking Marvin.
I would if I was the Bears, but I don't know how smart their front office is.
What do you think, James? I mean,
I'd take the receiver. Take the receiver.
Dude,
I mean, yeah, Marvin Harrison is.
you got Moore and Marvin Harrison
And
and
pair it with him.
that's figuring it out and can run like that still. You take Marvin Harrison Jr., you take the second pick and you trade it down for another pick later in that round and somebody's first pick next year. And then you have 2 first-round picks next year. Then you're
You get O-linemen and then O-linemen.
I was like, the Bears need O-linemen for
Yeah.
sure.
Gotta have patience with your young, superstar. The way he can, how athletic he is. You ride that out a couple more years for sure.
All right, Rams at Arizona. We'll give you the credit on this one. Then G-Man Jess, you actually picked the Rams. We all took
Cardinals.
Why?
Why?
Because I think the Rams are playing not too well, and then Kyler Murray looked pretty good his first week back. We thought,
I told you guys, Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams will be back, and he had 200 all-purpose yards and a couple touchdowns or something. So, he's healthy. Cardinals suck.
wow.
The Rams are gonna.
Are they gonna? Can they make the playoffs?
They're gonna hang around. They're gonna hang around.
Possible, yeah.
Their defense is better than we thought.
And then that offense could get in the playoffs and be pretty fucking explosive.
I think that I think it was like hard to like figure. Well, it was hard to predict like how bad Kyler Murray was actually going to be when he finally got on the field, and because it was like everybody was like, oh, like he's their starter. Like they've had to figure out their backups. Like they have all these different guys coming in. They don't know the system. That's why the Cardinals are struggling. And then you get out there and like they're just as bad or worse with Kyler Murray. So it's like, yeah, Cardinals are they're another team that's kind of in hell right now, where it's like there's not really a good answer.
Right, James, you know these teams well.
I mean, we started week 1 saying they were going to have the first pick of the draft, which is not going to be true. But, I mean, they're bad. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But we also thought their coach was a one and done, and I bet he's back next year.
Possible.
Yeah, I bet he's back. I bet so too.
I think that to his credit, I think the Cardinals have the least talented roster in the NFL. And the fact that they've won any games is, a testament.
Yeah.
Well, even been competitive.
Yeah, they almost
Right,
beat
yeah, even just to not get blown out every game.
Right. Yep. All right, we go to Denver, where the Browns came to town. James, Russ.
You guys,
Okay.
I love this story. I really do. They've won 5 in a row now.
Zach on the back.
He loves his run.
Oh, he loves it now. I'm sure. I didn't know my
story. Dude, well, here's the thing. Like, could this happen, you guys? Let's say that they win out. All right. That's not going to happen. But let's say they won out. All right. And they make the playoffs. Do we go from Seattle trading Russell Wilson, starting Geno Smith getting comeback player of the year for coming back from nothing but having a shitty life, to Russell Wilson the following year getting comeback player of the year for the same thing?
Oh my
Back from
God.
nothing but a shitty. It's quite possible.
That is
Who else
quite
in the
possible.
NFL has had a resurgence more than Russell Wilson?
Yeah, he sucked after everybody thought his career was over.
Right. And I think I said this last week too. It's like I was positive after that Miami game. I was positive Denver was going to get the first pick in the draft. Like I was like, this team is fucking terrible.
Right.
They're so bad. And what was crazy is Russell was still kind of playing good, and the Broncos were still losing by fucking 5 touchdowns every game. But it's like, what they've done in this last like 6 weeks, it's like it defies logic. Like this is like a Brad Pitt Moneyball Angels in the Outfield type situation. Like nobody can fucking logically understand why the Broncos are beating all these teams, but they are. And like they beat a good Browns team by 15.
Dude, and we're sitting here like possibly moments away from reading a headline of Russell Wilson being found hanging from his closet to like, I fucking told you guys, like it's
They could win that division.
They could.
They could beat the Chiefs out and win that division.
I would love that. I would love that, dude.
Not get ridiculous. Now let's not get ridiculous the other way, guys. Let's slow down.
Like, how is it not already ridiculous?
It's fair. It's
slow down
about because they've already beat the Chiefs and
they beat the Bills.
The Bills right after that. I mean, they're not just.
If the Packers win out or the Vikings win out, they could win the division too. Because don't you play the line or the Vikings play the Lions twice more? So if they beat them and beat the other two, they could technically the Vikings do the same thing. So I mean, that's what kind of like
And Cleveland is no slouch either. I mean,
Cleveland's a good team.
Dick Touch guy's gone. They don't really have a quarterback because who starts?
Denver's going to lose this week.
Oh my god! Did you see the I don't remember their backup. He has like 3 names. But he got nailed in the Denver game. Like they like try to look up like I don't know like what you would even search, but like when he got knocked out of the game, like the dude hit him straight in the chest and like blood flew out of his mouth.
The Browns quarterback, that Dorian Thompson, whatever.
Yeah, Dorian Thompson Green or whatever. Yeah, he got a bullet. Like I thought he killed him. I thought he died. Like I was like,
where's when he was throwing it and he got hit right here?
Yeah, and the dude hit him straight in the chest while his chest was open, and like he was just like his mouth is all covered in blood. I'm like, dude, that was like the most violent shit I've ever seen in an NFL game.
I did see that.
It's Robinson, by the way, not Green. I don't know where you got Green.
Oh, yeah, I said
it's Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean he's probably not going to play a lot more in the NFL, so I wouldn't worry about it.
No, he's almost dead now.
Yeah,
I was going to say he probably has like permanent disability after that hit.
He's barely 6 foot, like 190 pounds. He got died.
Next game started off. We all picked the Chiefs. Started off like 14-0, I think. The Raiders jumped out on top. Jacobs had like a 60, 70-yard run. Raider Nation, but then come back down to earth, Raiders, and the Chiefs ended up routing them. So we all picked the Chiefs, so this wasn't a tough one.
My boy Rodeo Raider.
What's up, Rodeo? Cheers.
Over the course of 60 minutes, usually, something's got to give, and if Mahomes is on the field, it's going to give that way. So
that's the thing about the Chiefs, you guys. Like, they have not looked like defending Super Bowl champs at all this year. But when the chips are down, you got to play them for 60 minutes. I mean, you just have because
they will find a way to win.
Yeah, they find a way to at least get back in it, and then they have the ball last, and you're like, we're screwed. I feel like you can't tell me you're not on defense, and Mahomes is like, well, we're going to come down and win this now.
Yeah, I think Mahomes is he's the best quarterback in that franchise's history by a long shot. You can't let him into it.
Hold on a second.
We can't forget about their defense either, right? That's the problem. That's the thing that's carrying them right now. So, like, the offense isn't clicking, the defense steps up. It's Chris Jones is an absolute monster. And they're doing it again. How many years in the Spag system? Everyone knows what's going on. It's their defense is dominant.
Yeah, so if their offense starts dominating more, look out. Dames, you were going to add something to this?
I mean, I know this doesn't count, but fucking Joe Montana played for the Chiefs.
Okay. Just like, that's like saying, Brett Favre also played for the Jets.
Right.
Woo! Greatest quarterback in Jets history.
Technically right, but
Yeah, technically Aaron Rodgers played for the
Yeah.
Jets.
Yeah.
we have to.
He's on the field.
He's gonna go into the hall as a
He
Jet.
goes in the hall as a Jet. That's
I-
it.
Yeah, that's right. They hang. Well, 12's already hanging in.
Yeah.
In
This is where I sent my dick pic.
8. That's Favre, not
Hilarious.
Oh, who are you talking about?
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
He signed his
That happens here
contract,
now.
ate a hot dog, and then was done being a Jet.
Yep. All right, let's move on from that easy game to pick. Philly, we all picked Philly over Buffalo. Wow. What a nail biter this one. This was a game that came down to it. Yeah, Dames, we talk about this call, blah, blah, blah. It was just a back and forth. The Bills are now not in the playoffs. The number 10 seed right now if it was ending today. What is wrong in Buffalo? That's what I want to say. I mean, they played well against Philly. They played good, but there's just something not.
They can't finish. They can't finish. They've been ahead in a whole bunch of these games, and they just blow it. So,
that important? He's
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, this was one of the most fun games like I've watched this season. Like, it was a slug fest, man. Both these teams wanted it so bad. Both of them are so talented. Like, Josh Allen had a great game. Fucking Fields had a great game. Those lines were smashing each other. Like, or Hurts, not Fields. Yeah, I mean, it was. I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I mean, it was. I knew Philly was going to find a way.
right.
Did you like the outcome, the ending?
The tush push?
Yeah, sort of. I like both of these teams, honestly. I think they're both really well coached. I think that this would be a fun Super Bowl. But I think Buffalo's caught some really bad breaks this year. I don't know if they're going to get a good enough seed or even make the playoffs.
Hopefully not. I mean, as a Jets,
Here's what I see with Buffalo. Again, me and Josh were talking about this before the show started. Is I'm still out. It's out on the Eagles. I don't know. Like, they're obviously good. They obviously can close out games, but like, are they the dominant force that they're?
Remember when the Jets beat them?
I just don't think.
I mean, they're 10-1. I mean, what else would you ask for?
Right. If any of our teams were 10-1, we would be saying how much we were dominating. I know for myself, if the Jets were 10-1 right now, I don't care how they were winning. They look like shit the whole season. I'd be like, we're 10-1. We're the best team they're the best team in the league.
I mean, your truth would be, can we sustain winning like this all the time? Or, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, it would obviously feel good to be 10-1, and they've been allowing a lot of points and passing yards lately. So that's always going to come into play when you come in the playoffs against great quarterbacks who can sling it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Absolutely bury somebody, and I just have a feeling it's going to be in 2 weeks against Seattle.
Play the Giants after
and
that.
I'll be like, all right, the Eagles are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But I also feel like we could win that game. So, because I don't know. That's
right.
I don't know about the Eagles yet. But
I mean,
Buffalo,
you could win that game. I mean, I don't think you will, but it's possible.
Buffalo has had some disconnect from before the beginning of the season, with players not 100% wanting to be there, and like, dude, losing will do that to you. And I know they've been very successful in in regular season for a couple of years, but when that doesn't translate, like, some players check out. Like, I look at when we lost the Super Bowl, the second Super Bowl, that was the end of that team. But everybody on that team now says, if we would have given the ball to Marshawn and won that game, we would have won a third. And I truly believe that. I believe that's how things work. It's like, but when you lose that whatever in the force of the team, and the Buffalo Bills just don't have it. They don't. I mean, I thought, cool, when that DeMar Hamlin thing happened, I was like, this is going to bring them together, but nothing ever culminated out of that. So there's still a team that doesn't really want to be together. and it's showing up every week.
Yeah, and I think like you said, as they lose a few close ones here and there, it just gets bigger and bigger. The magnifying glass gets taken away. Oh no, it's already that big. Anyway, Sunday night football, the Ravens. That's a team, that I think a lot of people are starting to talk about. I know that I've been keeping a little closer eye. They look like a team that could go to the Super Bowl. They look like a Super Bowl contending team. They have really good defense, great coach, Lamar. I mean, Lamar, he's a difference maker. As long as he plays well, they're going to roll a lot of games. They're going to win a lot. I mean, I feel like, will they lose many more games on the rest of the season? Gobo, what do you think about this game and then the Ravens?
I mean, Lamar's on track to get an MVP here, man. Like he's killing it. The Ravens, they look super solid. They look, like you said, their defense is really good all over the place. The Chargers have had some bad breaks, but they definitely have a lot of talent. And the Raiders and the Ravens just they knocked them around, and so. And then plus you got, I guess, so Tucker missed some kicks, which is extremely surprising. The guy's pretty much clockwork on the kicking game. I mean, and that kind of stuff, those little intangible things win playoff games. And that's why if I'm a Chiefs fan, if I'm a Dolphins fan, like I'm worried about running into Baltimore in the playoffs.
Yep. G-Man?
Well said, Gobo. Yeah, Lamar is out of his mind, and I don't know if he's just getting more and more comfortable in this offense, which is obvious he is. And like it's just the little throws, and his arm is so live. Like him throwing like a little 5-yarder, it's like he's got to like almost just shot put it because it just rockets off his arm when he throws real passes. So, Chargers. They're done. Their coach is going to be done. And another new coach, probably another new offense, fucking around with Herbert here for how many years? See if they can get it right this time.
James?
Terrible, dude. What they're doing to Herbert is terrible.
Give him to me. Give him to me.
It's Phillip Rivers all over again. Like Hall of Fame caliber quarterback for the duration of his career, wasted every year. But what I'll say about Lamar, you guys go look at his numbers the last 3 weeks. They're not eye popping. What they're doing to teams is eye popping, and I think it's again they're one of those teams that is good in the trenches on both sides of the ball. To me, I would love to see a Philly Baltimore Super Bowl. That would be rad. That would be rad. It'll be a fun game to watch. And that's because both teams are dominant in the trenches. And when you have two of those forces against each other with two quarterbacks that are, I mean, is Hurts like a younger version of Lamar? Lamar is in his prime right now. And I know that like Gobo might take issue with that because we thought he was on the downturn of his career. But I'll say that again, like looking at his numbers, they're not eye-popping. But what he's doing and able to do because the rest of his team is so functional, like that's what makes him so good. He doesn't have to play lights out. I mean, he doesn't have to play. He can have like Jalen Hurts type games, where he doesn't look great, but they're
he doesn't. In my opinion, yeah, he attracts so much attention. They literally run in the red zone, and they all think they got to watch for Lamar, where they can just run right down the gut of people. And like you said, the O-line, the trenches, and yeah, the running game because of that threat of Lamar going this way, that way, or whatever, and. It's just super hard to defend, and then when he gets it rolling in the passing game, it's
well, and
he wins.
Yeah, and it's just and also even if Lamar is on the downturn of his career, which he still might be, it doesn't matter. I mean, you think about like 2014, 2015 Peyton Manning. Like he wasn't in prime form when he played for the Broncos, but he still took him to a fucking Super Bowl.
2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls, correct.
Right, you know what I mean? That's crazy. So I'm with you. All right, let's move on. Monday night. The Bears. Midwest Jet and Dames took the Bears. Jess, Gobo took Minnesota. I mean, it came down to like the last kick of the game. So I mean,
guys, I think I said this was all going to be field goals. I
What was your score
But-
prediction?
Safeties.
I don't remember what my score. I didn't write it down.
16-13. No, I don't know.
But dude, this was a cool game to watch because it was so close, and there's a lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball. But what I saw was some adversity overcome by Justin Fields at the end of the game when they went down by a point, and they only had no timeouts left. And earlier, the drive before that, he was doing amazing and running down the field and got the ball punched out. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. That was such a great run. But you got to finish it. You got to finish it, And they were lucky enough to get the ball back. And then he's just standing there. He's running around. He creates just enough time to make that one throw. That one throw at the end of the game for like 35 yards down.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
That's whole game.
That's huge, dude. I mean, there's people running at you, huge 300-pound dudes running at you, and you make a throw like that. Very cool. Very cool to see them come out on top, especially in Minnesota. Because I'll be honest with you, I was like, I did not feel comfortable about that pick after I made it. I was like, oh, it's in Minnesota. Yeah. All right.
Well, and if the Vikings would have won that game, they would have been to 7-5 going to their bye. That's what I was talking about playing. But Dobbs threw 4 picks. He is who everyone thought he was. Now they're already saying after the bye they don't even know who their quarterback. We're going to look at. I'm like, oh, here we go. The quarterback carousel isn't just in New York. So I'm glad to see that. Gobo, your thoughts on this?
Minnesota is such a mismanaged franchise, and I definitely bought into the hype of Dobbs. But yeah, maybe he's a Matt Flynn or Brock Osweiler type dude where he had one good game and it's going to set the tone for the rest of his career, which is going to be very short if he keeps playing like that. I still don't think the Bears are very good. I think their offense is really lackluster. But you can't, in the NFL, you cannot turn the ball over 4 times and win. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It's just an unacceptable stat. So, you know what? Good job, Bears. You won a game. Minnesota should have won this one easily, but God, I'm happy I'm not a Vikings fan. That's gotta be
okay. Yeah, but I've got to respond to that because to me, based on what you even just said, the Bears should have won this game easy. With all those turnovers and field position where they were, they should have.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how bad the Bears are.
I know they totally bared it, but
yeah, with 4 turnovers, they almost blew it.
Yeah, they took a field goal at the buzzer to win it.
Right. So it's just like, yeah, I don't feel confident. If I'm a Bears fan, I don't feel confident after that win. That's not how Bears fans think. So I'm sure that they're going to be, oh yeah, we're back on top, but
really, I think they're probably like, you dumb fucks. Why did you make that kick?
No, well, my brother's a huge Bears fan, and he texted me. He's just like, Bears defense is back, baby. I'm like, dude, you guys are like 4-8. Like, yeah.
TJ Edwards, baby. TJ Edwards.
Crazy. I was like, bro, like, you guys haven't been good in like 15 years. Anyway.
How crazy is it, though, they can lose like Roquan Smith and then get TJ Edwards and just have another stud linebacker on another shitty team? Like, it's crazy.
Montez Sweat.
You got Sweat.
Montez Sweat
is making a difference. He's making a difference to get 3
another sack and a half.
He's not rolling it into next year. They're rolling it into next year, and then the next year with all these picks, man. Anyway, that concludes our recap of last week, which gives us our total records of G-Men Jazz in the lead at 109 and 71. Dames and Midwest Jet are tied 104 to 76, which is also crazy to think about. This far, we're exactly the same. Like, to me, that baffles my mind. And I don't know Gobo's actual winning percentage, but he has 99 wins, only 67 losses. So there we have it.
We'll have to calculate that. I think I'm catching up to you guys.
I think so. We will have that here next week when we start getting down the home stretch. We'll have the winning percentages of each of us. Anyway, stick around after this. We're going to go through this week's games. Don't forget about Ricky's picks coming up at the end of the show. Play along down below. Let us know who you take. Let us know if you're making any of these bets as well. Dames Mars, we start off with you. Week 13, Thursday night football. You go to special guest, Cracker, Dallas.
Well, it's do or die time, gentlemen. We knew this was the gauntlet that we've been waiting for the whole season. We've lost 3 out of 4 games, with the only win coming unimpressively against the Commanders. We're going into Dallas, where they play exceptionally well. They figured out that CeeDee Lamb is the number 1 receiver. Thusly, Dak Prescott seems to not be struggling as much as he was prior to not having a number 1 receiver. I figure that. That's amazing. They have potentially 2 players that could be up for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm a little bit nervous. Russell Wilson was great in prime time, but I've yet to see that from a team without him. So we will be wearing the throwback jerseys again, so at least it will look good. But I'm kind of thinking about, now that I think about it, Dallas wears white at home, right? They don't wear their blue.
Traditionally, they do. Yeah, I mean, they change.
So I was like, that's going to be weird if we're doing the blue and silver pants both, but I think they go white at home.
I think they do that whole white throwback with the blue star, and their whole uni is pretty much white.
So
the uniform is so.
I'm going to pick us this week because we have to win this game. If we don't, we're in a lot of trouble. I think as much as Dallas has shown the last couple of weeks, they still don't scare me at all. Like, at least, especially on offense. So I think we get to Dak a couple times. I hope. I'm going to go 27-20.
Right. G-Man.
Oh, Dallas is rolling. Take them 31-13. Thursday night sometimes could get crazy. Sometimes they can't. There's my weatherman quote. I don't know. I don't want to talk about Dallas a lot, but imagine if Trayvon Diggs was also there on defense with Bland and Parsons. They have 3 Defensive Player of the Year candidates. And they'll still find a way to not win a Super Bowl. So, Jerry, fuck you.
All right. I'm going to go with most of what Jazz said there. I'm going to take Dallas at home. I think on a short week, the home team has a good track record. Also, I just feel like Dallas is rolling right now. Seattle's still trying to find themselves. Do I want Seattle to win? I want to see their defense play well. I want a good game.
I want to throw this out before you continue. Neither team is playing on a short week.
Oh yeah, because of
Thanksgiving.
Turkey. Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you. Either way, I'll still take Dallas. Thanks for the reminder. And I'm going to take them 24-12 at home. Gobo.
Dallas. Yeah, I think Seattle is really looked inconsistent the last couple of weeks. I think they're just offense is just they're either not communicating well or what it is, and I think that's just the Dallas defense is a huge obstacle to overcome. I don't think they're going to be able to move it. I got Dallas in this one 30-7.
Right. And here's what I'm going to say about this, NFL listeners out there, is every week, here's what we do. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Seattle blows the Cowboys out this week.
Right. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, we're not psychic.
Yeah, because if we were, we wouldn't be doing this. We'd be rich because we would have made all of these bets.
Yeah, we'd be Biff Tannening our way.
Yeah. All right, moving on up to New England.
Oof.
No,
New
that's
England.
Teen Wolf.
Huh?
Boof is in Teen Wolf.
Boof, yeah. No, Biff.
Good
That's
reference.
Back to the
Anyway,
yeah,
that's
Biff.
Biff. That's Biff.
I
said
know.
Biff.
You said Boof.
I
Boof is
said
in Teen
Biff.
Wolf. He said Boof.
All right, whatever.
What
he
she
and
said.
Jeff said boo because of earlier. You said okay. Going up to New England, the Chargers, I'm going to say are rebounding because they're playing the Patriots. I think they rebound off this game, get a big win on the road. The whole go to New England and lose thing is out the window. Belichick pretty much lost all of his team. He has no defense. He has no offense. And now he's trying to say like, I loved coaching this year. You love coaching a 2-win team, Belichick? No, you don't. You never talk until this week, and now you're like, I love coaching this team. Okay, but you didn't ever say that when you were coaching Tom Brady back in the day winning Super Bowl. You love coaching this team. I'm taking the Chargers on the road, 24-3. Shutout city. Max getting in there a bunch of times. G-Men.
Belichick literally said that, or was that like some kind of AI?
No, he literally said that this week.
I didn't see that.
He mumbled. He mumbled.
What?
Yeah, he said he loves coaching this year. I'm like, oh
Yeah, these guys are so bad. I am also picking the Chargers. I don't have a lot of faith in the Chargers either, but who will be the starting quarterback for New England? Who knows? But they'll probably be pulled by halftime as usual. Chargers, call it 23. Patriots 3.
Gobo.
Yeah, Patriots. I saw somebody on Twitter said that the Patriots are getting to the point of like when nobody wanted to be them on Tecmo Super Bowl. Like that's like how bad the Patriots are this year. So
Yeah, Mac Jones floats those.
right, yeah. Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome.
But Jas, you did predict my Chargers score. I think Herbert's gonna have a couple of tutties. Yeah, I think that a couple of those veteran guys from LA are just they're gonna roll. I'm taking the Chargers 23-0. So home shutout for the Pats.
Nice.
It's gonna be dark up there. Dames.
Patriots 21-17.
Boom. Boom. Detroit goes to New Orleans. Do they rebound? Gobo, we'll start. This is your division. You hate the fucking Lions, but do they rebound?
I hate the Lions. I don't like how would they lose this game? Like I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. Like the Packers worked the Lions on Thanksgiving, but like yeah, you're going against a team where like, Derek Carr has no confidence, Olave's being criminally underused, the defense is really it has not been as consistent as everyone thought they were. And Detroit, I think, is still one of the premier talented teams in the league. I think it's going to be easy on the road. Lions get some aggression out, 38-13.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I feel like this is one of those games as well. Like Detroit's the better team. Detroit came off a loss. They're ready to play. I think they'll be ready to go. And I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them pretty big too. I'm going to say 28-14. I'm going to say New Orleans gets a couple Taysom Hill tutties, but they still aren't able to beat Detroit. Dames.
This is tough. This is getting tougher. I'm still going to pick Detroit, but I'm just quickly losing faith in them. I'll go 35-22.
All right. G-Men.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all you guys. Rebound game, Detroit should be pissed off, should come in here, take care of business. Excuse me, 35-13. I don't have a lot of faith in New Orleans.
All right. Let's move on to The Jets. I'm going to kind of do a couple things that Dame said about the Seahawks. This is definitely a must-win game. We need to win out pretty much to have, or we do need to win out to have 10 wins on the season. I feel like that's what we're going to need 10 wins to get in the playoffs. It's do or die time. We have Atlanta coming to town. It definitely a winnable game. If our defense can get after Ritter, stop the run. I feel like once again, our quarterback has to make one or two plays. Come on, oh boy, oh rules. So I'm going to take the Jets in a close one, and I'm going to say they score 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They're going to get 17 this game, and the Falcons are going to get 10. The Jets are going to win, and I'm going to have a pretty good week next week. James?
Reverse that. No, like literally. Switch the score and the victors.
All right. You got a hot Atlanta on the road. Gobo.
Oh, they're at home. Oh
Yeah,
no.
they're in
Oh, I thought they
East
were at home.
Rutherford.
So what do you?
I'm gonna go Jets. Same score.
All right.
Actually, no, there's no way the Jets score 17. I'll go 10-7.
10-7, just like
All right. All right, Gobo, you're up. 7. I got defense scores 1.
Is Brees healthy?
Yep.
Brees is healthy? Okay. All right. I'm gonna be the outlier here. Well, I guess it's not an outlier because of course Jails picks his own team, but like I think the Jets need this game, and I think that Ritter is really inconsistent. And if the Jets, all they have to do is hand the ball off. If they get Brees going, they're gonna win this game. And it's gonna be like no scoring. But yeah, that's the thing though. If the Jets try to do a bunch of fancy shit, turn the ball over, like the Falcons are gonna find a way to get points. They might get like 4 field goals and win it. So, but I'm taking the Jets. I'm gonna say 13-10 Jets take it.
All right, G-Men.
I don't think you're going to get a lot of help from your offense, but I think you'll score 2 defensive touchdowns and win this game 14-13 in a punt fest with some turnovers. So
When you say I don't see you're going to get a lot of help from your offense, you mean 0.
You're at 0, and then the Falcons' only touchdown will be a defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
So like,
oh my god.
like
special teams.
Yeah, or special teams. Yeah, like the Jets
Special
could
teams.
play the worst game ever and somehow win.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. Let us know down below what you think about these games. Get your picks in. Arizona traveling to Pittsburgh. Gobo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steelers by a lot. I don't know if it's like by a lot. I just because the Steelers offense is still pretty suspect, but Watt's gonna have a fucking feast on Kyler Murray. And I mean he could get 7 sacks in this game. So I'm taking the Steelers. I'm gonna say 17-3. And I think this would be the first time the Steelers have won back-to-back this year, I believe. Because they usually win, lose.
Flip flop, yeah. I mean, they might have one more. Don't they have a winning? I can't remember.
I don't know.
They might be 7-5 right now.
Either way, they're gonna win this game. 17-3 Steelers.
G-Man.
Yeah, as the offense had the most yards in the last 40-some games with a new offensive coordinator, I believe. And I think they put some points up with it this time. 4 touchdowns, 28-10. Arizona's garbage. They'll get a garbage time touchdown. And Pittsburgh is looking primed to win that division.
No, they got Baltimore.
No, the Ravens.
Yeah.
Or the Ravens.
But they're
second.
I think they're leading the wild card.
Yeah,
it'd be 8-5. I think if they win,
something like that.
Tomlin. I mean, these, and like I said, Tomlin. These are the games they're supposed to win, and they win them. So should be an easy win.
Yep, I'm gonna piggyback off both of you, taking Pittsburgh. Mostly the same reasons you are. I think, this maybe, they need an offensive coordinator just to get some more, because their defense is already good. They just need to kind of like, other teams we know, Jets, need to score more points. So they're like, let's make a change. Put a new offensive coordinator in there. And you still have Tomlin, you know what I mean? He's pretty much going to retire as one of the best coaches of all time. And I feel like, because if he wins this game, what's their record right now? Yeah, he'll have whatever, over 500 record every season he's coached. So we should expect him to win a few more. James Marves, who you got?
Go against you guys. I'm going to say Arizona pulls this one off 23-21.
Got it. All right, Indy going to Tennessee. Two teams we kind of talk about. I'm going to say I'll start this one off. I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure who either team is, and maybe I know who Indy is a little bit better, thanks to Gobo and Dames. I mean, they got Buckner, dude. They got Buckner on D. Tennessee isn't going to do shit. I feel like their offense, they have Levis in there. He's a rookie. He's still figuring things out. I'm going to take Indy on the road. They're going to kind of start, turning some heads. Maybe they'll squeak into the playoffs. Are they a playoff team? Who knows? Indy, let's go 20, Tennessee 8. Gobo.
I mean, I feel like if I had to like classify the Titans' identity this year, I feel like they would be the best team in like the minor league system of the NFL. Like if they took like the 5 worst teams in the NFL, like Tennessee would be the world champion of that group. So yeah, I don't think that they're gonna do anything, even at home. DeForest Buckner is one of the best players in his position. Minshew is good enough. The Colts are gonna find a way to get a win. I'm gonna say 24-10 Indy on the road.
Games.
Boy. I feel like this game just happened last week, by the way.
I know, right?
This game's very similar.
The exact same fucking game from last week, but no, it's not.
I might get it right, wrong.
2 other teams that non-consequential ilk played these 2 teams of non-consequential ilk. Shit. In the battle of who gives a fuck? Hold on, I got to hear what Jazz has to say, because he said earlier in the program that Tennessee wasn't going to win again this year. So I'm already know that he's picking Indy. That puts.
But they benched Tannehill though.
That puts 3 of you. Yeah, but earlier in this show, he said they're not going to win again this year. He said that about Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I just want you to explain why you picked Arizona over Pittsburgh, actually, before I even get into this game.
Because it's 3 against 1.
Okay.
And like
the game theory.
Here's
is what James is
to
doing.
you all, likely with as much surprise as you would say, how can you ask me that when at the beginning of this very show we're like, we have no fucking clue what's going to happen in any of these games.
I know, but I know how much you love Tomlin in that situation.
I do. I'm just trying to sneak up on a couple because I'm back.
Okay. Colts 21, Titans 14. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to pick the Titans to win. Colts seem to always be in it, or seems like Minshew can come up with 1 or 2 touchdowns, and they usually get a running one. So 21-14, Colts are.
Jonathan Taylor's out.
JT's out.
I mean, he's been out kind of half the year, so it's like they've already played without him.
I'm going to take.
Exactly. What we were saying earlier, like I don't know if the Colts are better with him.
I'm going to take Tennessee.
Boom. Score?
I have no idea.
Okay, cool. All right, Miami.
I've changed half of my picks, you guys, so far.
And this is why every week we get on here. Did I take them? I didn't take them.
No, I'm updating it on here.
Okay. All right. Miami, the dumbest name in sports, Commanders in DC. I mean, I don't want to make this a quick one, but I'm taking Miami. Their offense is way too explosive. Their defense is playing pretty well. Ramsey's back. He's already made a difference. He had 2 2 weeks ago. Last week, they played the Jets, returned a pick to the house. So Miami on the road, 38-12. Dames.
Yeah, but Washington, man. No, Miami. A lot to a little.
Okay. Jazz.
Guys, this is a game where you're like, how would Miami lose this game? But you look at it, it has that classic trap game, non-conference. Who gives a shit? Washington sucks. We've been playing good. Blah, blah. We show up, we win this game. And then Washington, Howell has one of his 4 or 5 touchdown games and he goes off and they win. Is that possible? Yes. Probable no. And since I lead, I pick Miami.
Gobo.
I gotta make it 4 for 4. I was honestly gonna say the same thing, Jess, as I was like, this smells funky.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's just one of those games, like, it's just like, how could Miami possibly lose? And those are the games that like they find a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miami is so much better. They got that offense. I still think that their defense is suspect. I don't think it's really going to matter against Sam Howell though. Like, I think he's pretty bad, and the Redskins are just they're not looking competitive. So yeah, Miami 38, WFT 6.
WFT, dude. All
Hey,
right.
did I give you a score?
I don't know. Did you?
49-42. It's going to be a shootout.
Your own records, yes. All right.
Yeah.
Denver, the streaking Broncos go to Houston. VT, this is a big game for both teams. I'm going to start this one out. I'm going to take the home team. I'm going to take Houston. I think Denver has been playing well. Houston's been playing well, even though they lost this last week. That was a tough game against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, didn't we say, has the 1 seat, pretty close to the 1 seat. So Houston had nothing to hang their hats on that. It's like they're ready to roll. I think Denver is playing well, but I'm going to take Houston. I think they're gonna turn some more heads. Let's go. Stroud, VT, this one's for you. Let's go 24-21 in a close one. James Mars, you don't agree?
I think you are. Houston would have had one of the worst schedules coming into this year, based on performance from last year and division.
Yep.
That they're in. Denver is in a pretty decent division with
He's Super Bowl champs.
And I'll be honest with you, the Raiders aren't. I mean, they're interesting for sure.
They're not as bad as they seem.
Yeah, they're not like a gimme win every week like we thought they would be.
Kicking my ass.
I think this one comes down to coaching, and D'Amico's still trying to figure things out, as well as Sean Payton. But dude, I gotta stay with the hot hand here. I mean, Russell Wilson's a seasoned veteran. He's going up against a rookie who does play well at home. I'll give you that. But I got Denver, like 31-28.
Demon.
Stroud continues to impress, even in losses, even if he's turning it over a little more, just the way he can run around, move, and make things happen. I've been picking against Denver the whole time, so I'm sure as hell not going to pick for them and lose, my one win I'm eventually going to get because I don't think they're going to run out. Houston at home, 38-20, and the offense going to be rocking, and C.J. Stroud is rookie of the year, obviously, and he is in contention for MVP as a rookie if all goes well the last 5 games, whatever it is.
Gobo.
Yeah, CJ Stroud is great. He really is. The kid's got it. He's going to be a superstar in this league for many years if he stays healthy. But he's not better than Josh Allen, and he's not better than Patrick Mahomes. Not even close. And the Broncos found a way to win against those two quarterbacks. I I'm picking Denver again. Like I think that and I kind of hate how excited I am to watch this game.
Oh, I know, right?
At the beginning, like 5 weeks ago, if you just said, "Oh, Texans Broncos," it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, why is it even
Right.
like? Why don't they just let like the Make a Wish kids play it out? But like, we're talking about potentially a playoff matchup. What the fuck? So yeah, I'm taking Denver 28-27. Great game. It's gonna end up they're gonna win on like a fucking missed extra point or something stupid like that. But yeah, Russell gets it done. CJ Stroud takes another loss.
All right, all right. So we got the splits on that one. Uh, Carolina, Tampa Bay. I have a quick question. Can games be flexed now? Isn't it flex time? But nothing was flexed. Like, why wasn't this Houston Denver game flexed? Because right now it's the Chiefs. That's why. And the Packers, I guess they're playing well. But man, I feel like, or Cincinnati, Jacksonville. I mean, that doesn't really feel like.
Get that one out of there since Burrow's not there. Get that one out.
Right. Yeah. So, but what do we know? Anyway, I'm going to take this one again. I'm going to go first. Tampa Bay. I know I'm a homer for them sometimes, but this week I feel like it's Carolina. They're playing like they're done. They have one win. I think that's all they're going to do this year. Gobo.
Carolina doesn't have a coach. I mean, they have a banged up rookie quarterback who has like not proven himself at all. They got like a shit offensive line. I mean, Baker Mayfield is gonna look like fucking Aaron Rodgers on Sunday. So yeah, I'm taking Bucks 35, Panthers 7. I'll give them a garbage time.
G-Man.
I mean, if you're also not looking ahead on the schedule for flexing because there's a San Francisco at Philly game that would probably even trump that Houston,
Yeah.
Denver game.
Yeah.
What game am I picking? What game am I picking here? Bucks at Panthers?
Yeah. There's at Bucks.
The actual who gives a shit bowl.
Yeah. I looked at this and then I thought, Damon, I said I'll never pick Tennessee again unless they play Carolina. So Tampa Bay at home against Carolina, 3-0.
What a barn burner. Dames.
Barn burner.
That
I got
all three TVs.
Tampa 24-9.
Pretty easy one for everyone out there playing along. Let us know. Again, yeah, sometimes they're kind of easy. Just go to NFL.com, go right down the schedule. That's literally what we do. Browns at Scrams. Dames, will let you start this one.
Yeah, I got I need a coin flip. I have it written down, but I don't feel confident in that. So let's let it come down to fate.
All right, Gobo, what you got?
I have the lovely Snow White.
Oh, nice.
All right, so what who's home team?
Rams. Yep.
Rams are the home team? Okay, yeah. We got the visitors.
Cleveland. Any reason you're going to take them? Oh, because they won the
15-14.
15-14 in a defensive battle. Gobo, who you got in this one?
I'm taking Cleveland. They need a bounce back game from that Denver performance. Myles Garrett, like, you can't block him, and the Rams, I think, have had some pretty fortunate matchups, and sometimes they show up. They got that, Nakua kid or whatever his name is. I mean, like, I think the Myles Garrett's gonna get after him. It's gonna be close, but yeah, I'll take him 2017 on the road.
G-Man.
Guys, I really like the Rams right now, how they're playing with the new running back coming back healthy and being kind of the thing they need to be able to finish off games or be in games and keep it going. McVay's offense with another weapon and a running game is a lot scarier than without. Protects Matt Stafford. And, maybe the stats won't be there as much for Nakua and Stafford, but they'll be in these games. And Myles Garrett this week hurt a pop in his shoulder, and they're calling it day to day as of right now. So, if he's day to day, I'm guessing he's playing, but that'll be something to look out for. It looked like he was playing with about one arm for the ending of that game last week. So, Rams at home, they're cooking, and I think it will be a good game, but I think they have enough scoring power, 27-24 at home.
I'm gonna go with G-Man Jazz as well. I'm gonna take the Rams at home. I think they're playing well, and I think Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback, and that hurts. So I feel like, yeah, even though your defense can keep you in the game, I know what it's like. Eventually, you just get tired of it. Yeah, Myles Garrett's a freak, but when you got the Rams running around, they got a lot of weapons. So I'm gonna take the Rams at home. I'm gonna say they score 28. The Browns are gonna score 13. All right. Moving on to the game that we just were talking about, we should be flexing, which I think kind of we all agree. San Francisco, Philly. This will be everybody tune in and watch this game. James Horde, we're going to let you start with this one. Do you think if Philly wins this game, then you will be like, wow, Philly?
I mean, it depends on how they win it. I mean,
does it matter though? They be
fucking guy every time. There's no they're gonna win the Super Bowl and he's gonna be like, yeah, they're not that good.
Look, I'm not saying they're not good, you guys. You don't get to 10-1 and not be good. I'm saying they're not dominant. They're not dominating anybody, and you can't really argue that. All right? I'm looking for them to go out and put a stamp on a single game that says we're capable of absolutely fucking your shit up. And I haven't seen that in a game this year. That's all I'm saying. All right? I'm not saying they're not a good team. I'm saying maybe I think they're a little overhyped, but I'm allowed to feel that way. I feel like the 49ers are overhyped. So, God, this is going to be a fun game to watch. I really don't love either of these teams at all. I did pick San Francisco to win just because I think it's more important to them to do it. And it'll be a big road victory. So we'll say San Francisco 31-34.
All right, James, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna take San Francisco on the road as well. I just think that San Francisco is really playing well, and I'm not gonna say I just think Philly, they're one of those teams like against the Bills. Even they came back, they won, they did all this. But San Francisco, they just have so many weapons, and when Purdy's on, when they have Debo back, that defense can get after Hurts. I mean, I'm gonna go, keep saying it. The Jets beat the Eagles. The Jets beat the Eagles because we have a really good defense. We ran the ball. We converted third downs that game. The one game we fucking did it. So I feel like the 49ers are definitely going to convert some third downs. I'm going to take them on the road in a big game. I'm excited to watch this one as well. I'm going to say San Fran 23, Philly 16.
Can I respond to you?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like you use that Jets beat Philly way too much. I remember when Seattle beat Detroit, and I don't use that at all as like a barometer of anything because I'm pretty sure that the game that I'm looking for from Philadelphia would happen right now if they played the Jets again. It would be an absolute shit kicking. So I just want to put you in check a little bit, buddy. You can still be like, we're the only ones that have done it. And I get that, and I love that for you, but I'm not going to let you fully enjoy that. Not this late in the season.
Woo! What if they only lose one game all season? Then can I cock off about it? Anyway, G-Men, who you taking?
But the point is, it is not fucking relevant because San Francisco lost 3 games in a row at one point. The Eagles lost to the Jets. The Giants beat the Patriots in Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we don't always need to go back to all our favorite wins, but the Eagles.
We don't need to go back to our favorite wins. Coming from
dude, from you, that is beautiful. Continue.
34-31 Eagles. I keep picking them. They keep winning, finding ways to win. And dominant or not, it's strange. Like, I believe we're getting to 35-3 in his last regular season starts or something, Jalen Hurts. So I don't know. The stats aren't quite the greatest for MVP consideration, but if they get to 16-1, MVP is after or before the Super Bowl, and they're in the Super Bowl, you got to think he's going to be also in the running. So, barf.
Gobo.
Yeah, and I said that the Eagles were gonna lose some more games this year. I think that this is one of them. I'm gonna take the 49ers in this game. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be potentially another overtime. I think that just like it's one of those like toss up, like you can honestly flip a coin. I mean, this is clearly the NFC Championship. And I think that San Francisco wins it this time, and then Philly wins it when it matters in January. So San Francisco 27, Eagles 24.
Prophet Gobo.
All right, I can't let this go.
Rebuttal time.
I'm rebutting Jazz here.
Also, the Packers
motherfucker. This is an argument I absolutely don't want to have, but I have to go back to this. Behind the scenes, after last season, I fucking hated Russell Wilson, all right? But I made the comment that he never once received a single vote for MVP. And Jess was adamant, standing on a fucking temple, that there was no season in which anyone would ever possibly have given Russell Wilson a single MVP vote. And now he's sitting here on this very show with Jalen Hurts saying the numbers aren't there, but he may get a vote for MVP. And I say, fuck you to that. That is all.
It would have to be because he was never. What was your best win-loss record?
I was gonna say,
we're the fucking Super Bowl.
I just said he goes to 16-1 or 17-1 and does this. I didn't say.
The point
is, he loses a bunch of games.
The numbers aren't there.
The point is, there's not the Peyton Manning season or the Tom Brady season. I went and looked at the other quarterbacks of those Russell Wilson seasons, and they were the huge, huge seasons. That's my point. Is anyone having that season right now? I don't know.
I still maintain to this day it's absurd that Russell Wilson never received a single MVP vote. And I'm going to use that comment that you made to stand on that.
All right, Sunday night.
I thank you for having the discourse with me. I love that we can do that. And I love that has nothing to do with the games.
And I'm not saying Russell Wilson wasn't great. I'm just saying the seasons.
Russell Wilson's great. He's a Super Bowl champion. But yeah, it's like, you think about it, like the year that the fucking the Seahawks won the Super Bowl against the Broncos. Like Peyton Manning was like breaking like
there's 70 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There's no way that Russell Wilson would be in consideration against that.
No one's going to give him a vote either, because it's not like baseball. You don't just get a vote for whoever. You literally it's a different voting system. You don't.
All right, but
anyway, moving on.
End it with this. You guys act like I'm the only one that's upset or thinks it's absurd that he never received a single MVP vote.
Only Seattle.
That's not true.
I was going to say
no non-Seattle
probably think that.
Yeah,
Wisconsin
I've never thought that until you said it. Then I was like, I guess a Seattle fan. I mean, I wouldn't think. I would have never thought, man, Russell Wilson needs to get MVP votes. No.
That's because you guys all are on the East Coast bias, just like he was his entire
Hey, Michael Strahan should have got fucking MVP votes his sack breaking year because he
First
was
of all,
also a monster against
I don't
the run.
disagree with
It's
you. I
insane.
don't disagree with you.
Pisses me
First of all,
off.
Russell Wilson should have won Rookie of the Year, but they gave it to RG3.
Yeah.
I agree with
Look
that.
at those numbers. Like, that's East Coast bias all day long. So you guys act like I'm sitting on this island that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You've had MVPs
Well, it's just-
on the team though.
RG3 took the fucking Redskins to the playoffs, so it's like, yeah, it's.
You had an MVP. The Jets have, I don't even think I've
The
ever
one
had.
time that we had an MVP on our team was Sean Alexander, and that should have went to Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson instead. All right, because he did, his numbers were great, but it wasn't him that did it. So it's
Gobo.
a flat system.
We've had like 7 MVPs in the last 20 years.
Sunday Night Football. Your quarterback, maybe the next MVP. Love against the
Wow.
Chiefs. Is this going to happen? You're going to take them down on Natty TV?
So Packers Chiefs. It's a game I was not looking forward to a couple of weeks ago. I'll tell you what though. I'm a superstitious man, and I picked the Lions, and the Packers won. So I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. They are the better team. Patrick Mahomes is great in prime time. That could be cold weather though, so that could be an X factor. I'm picking the Chiefs 31-30 over the Packers. But yeah, I mean, I think the boys could do it. I'm gonna be rooting real hard for them.
All right, and I'm going to be right there with you. I think I want to see the Packers. You know, it would be pretty cool to see them pull off the upset, but I just think the Chiefs in Lambeau. Actually, it's Mahomes' first visit there, so will it be something special, or will it be a memory that he's like, "Damn, I went up to Lambeau and lost." So I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. I'm going to say maybe it's close, but then they kind of pull away, kind of like they did this week. They were down, and then they kind of just ended up winning. So I'm going to say 31-17 Chiefs. G-Man.
Sunday Night Football. Lambeau Field. For real, guys, this game should be awesome. I'm hoping we see the love that we saw last week, and we get a showdown. And I'm hoping it so much. My score is representing it. 28-27 will be the score, and the Chiefs will have just scored. And will they kick the extra point? No, they will go for 2. And will they get it? Yes, they will. Chiefs 29-28 at Lambeau at the buzzer.
James, we got 3 Chiefs picks. Oh my God! If you
Do it.
This is
Pick the
crazy.
Packers and your Bears.
This is crazy because I personally love the scenario that Jess just described. But teams that are winning their division don't do that. They don't do that. Teams that got nothing else to play for do that. So if they do that, oh my God, I will buy Jess a steak dinner somewhere.
All right. Come on, Andy.
And I'll be blown away. And hope that they miss. I don't care if they make it or miss it. If they try it, I'm buying you a steak dinner. If they try that.
That comes down to it at the end.
It'll be FaceTiming you.
So this is the kind of situation. Like, if you set up that scenario, it's like if the Packers are in that situation and they score and they're down by 1, that's the team that should go for 2, right?
And if you pick them, I'll buy you a steak dinner.
If I pick Green Bay and they win, you'll buy me a steak dinner?
If you pick Green Bay and they do that, I'll buy you a steak
If
dinner.
they win with a 2-point conversion.
So I have to overcome 2 incredibly. All right, that's not enough. All right, I got
buy your own steak dinners.
I
Yeah.
got Kansas City.
That's a good idea.
34-24.
Everybody pick the Chiefs.
All right, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be
It's
a fun.
the Chiefs. I get it.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
fucking they're amazing.
Yeah, don't act like we're a bunch of jagoffs for picking a Chiefs.
I know. No, I picked them. Like I
Yeah.
hope like hell we beat them, but I just
If the Packers win this one and it gets to next week and we're all picking against them, I'm fucking picking the Packers. Like that'll just be like, or no, I'm not because I think the Giants play the Packers on Monday
I was
night.
gonna say
Never
we
mind.
play
Never mind. Never mind.
you
Never mind.
guys like
Whoa,
You guys
whoa,
play
whoa,
each other
whoa,
soon?
whoa! Monday
Yeah.
night, yeah.
That's gonna
Do
get.
they only flex Sunday or do they flex Monday night?
I think they only flex on Sunday.
I think
So we will be Monday night for sure.
Do you legitimate? What? That's an argument for
We'll talk about that.
2 weeks.
We got one game left.
I was like, we gonna beat the brakes off the Giants. I'm not worried.
Yeah,
about
I legitimately think we will destroy Love. Yes.
it. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Let's do this right now.
Stick around for Ricky's picks at the end. We got Cincy at Jacksonville. Would have been a great matchup. Burrow goes down. Now it's kind of one of those games where I'm like, I'm taking Jacksonville. I don't know why I would even need to ask anyone on the show or they're out at home, unless you're a Bengals fan and maybe you have some hidden information where Big Dick Lawrence has a thing on his wrist before the game, and then during the game he just happens to fall on it and get it. Anyway, I'm taking Jacksonville. I like this team. I think if Gobo, if your Packers win and they win, I think Jacksonville would slide right into number 1. So I'm going to take them at home. It's a big win they need. I'm going to say they win big. 35-14 Jacksonville. James Mars.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Jacksonville with a Burrowless Bengal squad. So we'll go Jacksonville 28-17.
Gobo.
31-21 Jags. Yeah, like you need Burrow. He's your whole offense. I mean, somebody's got to get it to Jamar Chase.
Yep. G-Men going with the quad.
Jacksonville 27-17. It's kind of interesting that Big Dick Lawrence is playing on Monday night for the, what did I read? Something to do with not losing on Saturdays and Mondays. But
what a great stat.
the schedule always favors Big Dick Lawrence. So
sure.
Prime time. Jacksonville's 27-17.
I really can't complain. I mean, the Jets had a bunch of stuff going on this year until who got what. So anyway, this concludes our episode. Stick around. Bet responsibly. Ricky's picks. Thanks for tuning in. Midwest Jet. Dames Marvs. G-Men Jass. Go. We will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Lock 22.
Fuck the Jets.
What's good, everybody? What's really good? Ricky Montalvo back here with you again for the Week 13 slate as we move from another losing week. Oh no, another losing week. It's all going to shit. It's all going to shit. It was nice while it lasted, but here we are, slightly below with a minus 0.8 unit. We haven't really been here, I don't think, this season. I want to say we peaked at over 4 units, and now we've just had some steady, just kind of bad breaks, things not go our way. I take full responsibility, of course, but I love my picks. I don't really when I lose bets, I don't really say to myself, oh man, you don't got it anymore, you can't do this, or that the system's failing. I believe confidently that when we finish here after week 18 that we will have positive ROI and have gained on the season. I don't really let it get personal with me. I have, like I said, supreme confidence in what I'm doing. And if I just keep plugging here, I literally said it from the start in my very first promo ever for this podcast that if we just stay the course, we're going to get there, and nothing's changed. So again, just kind of couple tough breaks this week, but we progress. We stay the course. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can how we finish here as we approach the week 13 slate. My friends, 19 and 18, 51.3%, just kind of slightly below the 52.5% mark where we want to be at, but that's okay. Opportunity abounds, and we are going to take advantage of the board this week with a lot of teams on bye, NFL schedule makers. I don't care what they do, who they pay. They suck. I think they suck so badly. I don't know how we have this many teams on bye this late in the season. They suck. I don't care what their system is. It sucks. Fix it, NFL. Recording this late on a Tuesday, and it's been a hell of a day. And it leads me into my lesson of the week, which is this has been fun. I like doing this, my friends, but it's nothing compared to life. Don't let gambling get in the way of what is really important, or your hobbies and stuff like that, family and health. I've been spending all day in a hospital today with a family member, and nothing life-threatening, nothing like that, but it makes you really embrace the moments, which is family and health and taking care of yourself, my friends. Please never forget that. All right, as we press forward. Reviewing last week, we had the Giants plus 3.5 that covered. Tommy DeVito got sick of me talking shit on this podcast and pulled up with some of that action right there, covering against a really bad Patriots team at home. I love the value. They get it on the outright. They just win the game. So awesome. Way to go, Tommy and company. Texans plus 1.5. We're just a crossbar away with the backup kicker. If we can just get that over that beam there, who knows? We could be counting coin this week. And it's just like I said earlier, sometimes you don't get the breaks that you want. I like the position. I'd back it again. The home dog plus 1.5 with CJ Stroud. It just couldn't quite get there. They had the ball. And I'm going to stop here as well and say something. So we all know refereeing is a part of football. They impact the game. And I don't ever really want to get on here on this pod and be talking about, the refs screwed us, gang. We should have covered that. But the refs fucking screwed us, game, and we should have covered that. A lot of phantom DPIs, defensive pass interference, really questionable shit that turned 3s into 6s for the Jaguars. And I am certainly not going to make it a habit about bitching about officiating here on this. And I don't think I have really this season. I think we've touched a little bit on it. But fuck those refs, and they are one of the biggest DPI officiating crews in the league, by the way. There is a stat there. I digress. I don't want to seem bitter because it just is what it is. Shout out to the Jags. But yeah, again, just sometimes you just miss a cover by that much. That game, they tie it up. Who knows then where it goes from there at home. And then we also had the Browns plus 2.5. Myles Garrett getting hurt, DTR getting hurt, some variables in there. But the Broncos turnovers, again, I think were really high in the plus turnover margin. And that's got to regress at some point. It's one thing for a defense to create the turnovers, but they just keep kind of getting away with it. It's like that meme, of Breaking Bad. They can't keep getting away with it, but the Broncos they keep getting away with it. They take nothing away from them. Good defense. They're playing good football right now after being 1-5. But the turnover variance on their side is a little too high. And I think that'll probably be a progression there. Hopefully sooner than later. I guess we'll see. But I digress. 1-2 last week. We move. Let's plug, my friends, as we move on. And sliding right on into the first pick of the week of Ricky's picks. We have the Dolphins traveling to the Commanders. Line currently tucked in at the 9.5. Noon at FedEx Field. And we slide right into an immediate pros Joes, my friends. So the public backing the Dolphins as of this recording, while professionals and the money all over the Washington Commanders. So I guess I'll start with the Commanders. Riverboat Ron, has this team quit? We're getting to the point in the season where, as a gambler and a bettor, and this can kind of just be a lesson for you as well this week, where this is the part of the season where teams start to quit. They quit on their coaches. They're not trying as hard. They start going to business for themselves as players. They don't want to play as hard. And there's a scenario where that happens here with the Commanders. I told you last week, it wasn't an official pick, but I liked the Commanders to cover against the Cowboys. And of course, all people may see is that final box score, but that's not telling of what led to that. And one of the key things that led to that was Ron Rivera punting on a 4th and 2 in plus territory on the Cowboys. I'm sorry, but Ron, when you're a dog as big as you are, playing against the Cowboys and you're in plus territory on short yardage, you just have to go for it. That's just bad coaching right there. Their defense, it's starting to take hold. The guys that are gone, Chase Young and Sweat. And on the offense, I still like a lot of what I see from the offense of Sam Howell and the OC of Washington, who should be the next head coach of that team, in my opinion. That's why he left Kansas City. And his name escapes me right now. I digress. I think that the Commanders can generate some pretty good offense here against Miami, who is playing better defense now with Jalen Ramsey coming back and now being back in the lineup. Tua on the road versus home. He's not the worst, but he is worse when he's on the road versus when he's at home in that comfortable Miami environment, temperatures, potentially weather, and the speed of the game, which is key to Miami's offense. They attack you with speed. They attack you with motion all over the place. That is the core of what the Dolphins do. I like the Commanders here at the plus 9.5. The 10s are gone. This was bet down from 10 already. I could see it I can see it falling even more and shrinking that number. Miami is playing with a lot of urgency. They have a lot on the line. But this number for what the Commanders do is too big from an offensive standpoint. But the other factor you have to weigh in here is the weather of this game. It's going to be, that December Washington outdoor weather. And I think that slows the game down. And if it slows down, the Commanders should be able to take advantage. So I expect this number to shrink. Give me the Commanders plus 9.5. I know that's not what you guys want to hear is an ugly bet for my first pick here on Ricky's picks, but I feel confident, like I said, in all of my picks. And the Dolphins have kind of been getting away with it. They didn't cover versus the Raiders. I don't think they should have covered against the Jets, but when you throw a Hail Mary 6, wild. You want to talk about a team that's all on the borderline of quitting, but give me the Commanders plus 9.5, first pick Ricky's picks. And sliding on into our number 2 of this week, 13. The Colts travel to the Tennessee Titans, noon at Nissan Stadium. Line tucked in at the 1 currently. We have in this spot, my friends, position that I haven't backed for a minute, but I'm ready to now, and that is the home divisional dog, Mike Vrabel and co. Late in the year in a game that they just got to have in the division with a quarterback in Will Levis, who has shown tremendous talent and also the reasons why he was a second round pick, and he should still be developing right now. They've just elected to put him out there ending Tannehill's season. I just like a lot from what I've seen of Levis, but this is a guy who could have really benefited from draft and development. He can make all the throws, but then some, he just completely whiffs on. This is kind of a short news and notice on this one. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's not going to play in this game. Now, again, I'm recording late on a Tuesday. It's 11:32 right now. That line has already been adjusted. There hasn't been any really line shifting or movement, knowing that he's not going to play in this game. Now, it was at 2, but Sharps came in and kind of hit Tennessee. They're the ones that moved that 2 down to the 1. Not this news of Jonathan Taylor's absence. Minshew outdoors, he bad. He's on the road. He's a favorite. You fade him there. You just fade him there. You buy on Vrabel at home as a dog, straight up, +1. This is typically where he rallies the boys because he knows they got to have some desperation here. They got to have some fight. It's late in the year. Derrick Henry, ain't no one want to tackle that late in the year. Nobody wants to tackle that. This number is just screaming at me. Why is this number just 1? It's not the Taylor news, guys. It's not the Taylor news. Why is it only 1? Back to Titans. Another ugly one for you. Because that's what we do. Dog shit games with dog shit teams. That's what we bet on. Because that's where our value is. Vrabel, one of the most profitable coaches when he's at home and he's a dog. I mentioned this earlier in the year. It's not always a lock to bet. You don't just hammer it every time. But here in this position, 4-7, game they got to have in division. Oh, yeah. Second pick, rookies picks. And moving on to our third bet of the week, we have the Browns at the Rams, traveling to SoFi Stadium, 325, line tucked in at the 3.5. Got to hit the coffee this late when we're doing this, baby, when we're grinding. Public on the Rams here in this game. Let's have a little gander here at it. Last week, the public got fat off of the favorites. Favorites, I think that they damn near swept the board. Only 2-3 dogs may have covered from an ATS perspective. And Cleveland's coming off the blowout because it was a blowout by the Broncos. Rams, on the other side, just blew out their division opponent in the Cardinals. The Browns, when they're on the road, their defense does not play as well. They don't. The Rams' offensive line is shit as well. You've got question marks with the Browns. Who's going to play quarterback? DTR, concussion protocol. Is it PJ Walker this week? How hurt is Myles Garrett? I think he plays. Some soreness. He's day to day, but they're 7-4. They need this game. Rams need this game. They're fighting. They're trying to stay in the playoff picture, playoff race. Stafford looking pretty healthy. But the Browns season is starting to fade. However, I feel this line is inflated. It was at 4. It's down to 3.5. Give me the Browns. Plus 3.5 on the road. Not really home advantage for the Rams if you're at SoFi. It's just not really home field advantage. I like the Browns here. Myles Garrett, my MVP. My man. I think he plays. I think that's part of the evaluation here with why the line is where it's at. It was at 4, it's at 3.5. I don't think it's a trap line. I don't think that they're begging for Browns money here because I see the money is on them already. And the public's all over the Rams based off of what they saw from last week. Nobody wants to bet the Browns. Ask yourself this question as I'm saying this out loud. You're just probably sick of my shit at this point. Like, why are we betting the Browns, dude? Seriously? Did you not watch that game? Do you even watch the games, bro? Exactly. That's why we're betting them. Nobody else wants to. Give me the team that got blown out. Fade the team that just blew someone out. Browns, I don't care if it's DTR or PJ. Hope it's DTR. But I'll take PJ. I'll take Myles Garrett. I'm not sure what this line will do. I could see it shrinking, going down to 3 as injury news develops. So give me the Browns plus 3.5. Third pick, Ricky's picks. Third pick of Ricky's picks. And it's time for a bonus bet, I think. I think it is very much time for a bonus bet. So where are we going? Sunday Night Football, my friends. Chiefs at my beloved Green Bay Packers. 1265 Lombardi, the Packers at home in a low total game of 42. The breakdown here, my friends, is the spot. Mahomes on the road. He's in prime time. You typically like Mahomes there. The Packers coming off an emotional victory versus the Lions. They beat their division opponent sky high. The Chiefs, though, in their last game versus the Raiders, looked like ass for half that game. Really bad. Down 14-0. Able to manage to get a tie before the end of the first half. And the Raiders just melted down because they're bad, which is what I've been saying. The Packers starting to turn it on. Jordan Love, are we crowning him? No. I'm not saying he's the guy, but you're liking what you're seeing if you are a Packers fan. You like them on this, what in my mind is a very inflated number. Why isn't this line more than this? Is that 7? Goes down to 6.5. That's not public money. Immediately bought off the 7. Mahomes, when he's a big favorite, it's just typically a spot you want to fade him here. And the way the Chiefs have been in the second half of football games, it's tough for me to get there with them at the 7. I think this number is going to drop down to 6. I don't think it maybe gets any lower than that, but I think it's going to drop down. I like the Packers here. Not a homer pick. the Chiefs in December, this is typically a spot where you want to start buying on Mahomes. I just don't feel like they are playing that level of Chiefs football yet. Maybe they do it here. Maybe Love regresses immediately this week. But the team seems galvanized. I like the Packers here, plus 6.5. It's just too many points in the home primetime position in a tough environment. Packers, bonus bet, 6.5. Ricky's picks. And before I get out of here, I wanted to talk to you guys about a game that I tried to feed to you this week, but I just couldn't get there. And that is the Niners and Eagles. And the reason why I'm going to talk about it but not give you a pick per se officially is because it's the biggest game of the week without a doubt. This one should really be like Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. We're getting playoff football here in December. We've got the Niners at Philadelphia. The Niners opened as a dog +1. It's shifted all the way to Niners -3. Lane Johnson for the Eagles. I don't know if he plays or not, but I expect this number to drop if they announce that he does for the Eagles. He's a big deal to that offensive line. He's been having issues with his body locking up the lower half. I like him and this team when they are out there, when he is out there on that offensive line. It's critical. There's a narrative out there that this is a revenge spot for the Niners. But I would make the argument that this is also a revenge spot for the Eagles. We all saw what happened last year in the postseason when Brock Purdy got hurt and they didn't have a quarterback to go out there. And they're saying to the Eagles, we would have killed you guys if we just had a quarterback. Well, that works in a reverse way as well. That's fodder for them. They know that. They're coming off the OT, which is going to be more exhausting for them. The Eagles are so lucky in terms of some of the covers they've been getting and these wins that they've been getting. But that's just the football that they play. They're well coached. They don't give up. They fight all the way to the fourth. On the other side, the Niners are healthy as can be. Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle's out there. I think the Niners win this game because I think the Niners are probably the best team in football this year, right now. But in terms of gambling, this line's at 3. The value is all over the Eagles. And I've been reading and watching a lot of comments from people. They're just all over the Niners and they're smashing them. And the pros are completely split right now on this game. You've got the public who are just in love with the 49ers, all over them. And the money is very much split. And I just don't think it's as easy of a position to handicap it and give you guys a pick here today and go, I just don't know what this line is going to do. I don't want to give it to you now. I wanted to try to get it in here for you because it's such a big game. But I just also wanted to bring this up to give you guys an idea of what it's like to handicap games sometimes when you're watching these numbers. I don't think this line will get to 3.5 ever because sharps will come in and get on the other side and nuke the Eagles after they already bought the Niners at +1 or -1 or whatever they got it at. But yeah, I like the Niners here. I like the Niners even more if Lane Johnson is out, but it's just not as easy to just go, oh, that's the side for sure. And I think I broke it down for you guys here pretty well of all the kind of the factors that are going into this game. The Eagles just win at home. They win at home. It's what they do. So at some point, the value is going to be on them with this line. So, anyways, I wasn't sure I was going to give you guys a fourth pick, Ricky's picks, here, the bonus picks. I was really hoping to kind of stick to the three, but I like the board here. It's a good week. It's a good week to push on, my friends. So, again, stick to your unit size, bet each game, stay at that unit. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. All right, my friends, this has been Ricky Montalvo with Ricky's Picks, and I will see all of you in the trenches. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. All right? Be seeing.